Hello and welcome to Matchday Live. Me, Irish Tommy. So we'll be talking about the Liverpool game, obviously, and seeing what the lineups are. We'll have the lineups in around 5 minutes for all zero of you watching, and it'll be an interesting one. So welcome everyone. It's going to be an interesting one to see the lineup in around 4 minutes' time. Hopefully, we'll have the team. It's a lot of football that we've been playing and that we have to play going forward. So it'll be interesting to see what Moyes does, whether there'll be rotation or not, and if so, how much. He does have the luxury, thankfully, at the moment, of having a basically fully fit squad with the exception of Skamaka. So he does have options. I think one of his big complaints in the second half of last season was that he didn't have a big enough squad that he could rotate as much as he suggested he wanted to. And that was why we kind of ran out of steam towards the end of the season, that players were knackered, having to play every game. That's not the case this season. There is a squad there that he can use, so he can make changes, but the question is, will he make changes? Obviously, it's a home game against Liverpool. It's a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if he was inclined to play basically the team that played Bournemouth. And I'd be okay with that, but at some point we are going to have to rest players, so it's a bit of a balancing act. Do you rest a few players tonight and hope the players can get something from the game? Or do you go all out, try and get the 3 points tonight? And another 3 points, let's be honest, would see us realistically safe. Not mathematically, but realistically, 3 points tonight, and I think we'd be okay. But then, of course, if he plays his full strength squad tonight and we lose, we go to Palace. 12:30 a.m. kickoff or p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Is he going to want to rest too many players for that? If he still feels like we need some points, so it's a difficult decision to make. Just let me know in the comments section what you would do. Like, would you rotate tonight, or would you put the full strength team out tonight and hope they can get the win, so that then perhaps against Palace and City, which is next week, next midweek, and rest players for those two games, or what way would you go? I think Moyes will put out a basically full strength team tonight. Like I say, we'll find out in a couple of minutes. So say hi. Let me know who's in the house if you're in the comment section. And like I say, just waiting out to see what the team is. Normally, I think a couple of weeks ago we would have been not feeling too confident for this one, but given how we've been playing, I think the tails are up now in the team. They're playing really well. Confidence is high. So I think Moyes will put out a strong team, a full strength team, and I think that really gives us a chance in this game. Liverpool are quite bitty at the moment. In one game they'll go out and they'll put five past someone, and then they'll go and lose a game at home. You saw, was it 6 or something? They put past Leeds, like on the road, and then the weekend against Forest it was 3-2. They were not great, so it's hard to know really what Liverpool you're going to get from one game to the next. Hopefully we get the Liverpool that struggled at home to Forest and lost at Bournemouth, things like that. So we'll find out now very shortly what the team is. About any second now, really, it should be in. And we'll put that on the screen for you as soon as we can. So I'm hearing, before it's official, that it's going to be the same 11 as against Bournemouth. Have it from a very reliable source who would know these things, that it's the same 11 that played against Bournemouth. So no changes from the Bournemouth game. Doesn't surprise me. I think this is something like, but I will confirm it anyway in a second here, the starting lineup, and we'll take a look at the bench as well, see what that's looking like. Again, the bench probably the same thing as against Bournemouth. Officially, The team is Fabianski in goal. Back four of Sofal, Zuma, Aguerd, and Cresswell. Rice, Soucek, Paqueta in midfield. Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio up top. Excuse me. On the bench, we have Areola, Emerson, Ogbonna, Downs, Corney, Kerr, Fornells, Lanzini, and Ings. So that's our team. And I will get the Liverpool. If you bear with me, I'll get the Liverpool team for you. I'll just go into there. Liverpool FC. Let's see what they've got. Okay, so Liverpool have Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, and Robertson at the back. Midfield trio of Fabinho, Henderson, and Jones, and then a front three of Jota, Salah, and Gakpo. So subs for them are Quivin, Kelleher, Gomez, Thiago, Milner, Elliott, Tsimikas, Diaz, Nunes, and Carvalho. So I think that's a team that we can get at. That is absolutely a team we get, particularly that midfield. I think for Fabinho, Henderson, Jones, we really should be able to hold our own in there in the middle of the park. Alexander-Arnold, obviously, will always carry a level of threat going forward. So Cresswell will obviously have to be on his toes there. But defensively, he is absolutely dodgy. I'm sorry, Alexander-Arnold is not great defensively, never has been. So we could get some joy down that side. Robertson's a good defender, but I think Jared Bowen, in the form that he's in, will give him all he can handle. So yeah, this is going to be. I think we're going to be in this game, whether we win, lose, or draw. I think I'm quite hopeful that we won't lose this one. Fingers crossed. Certainly, if our form continues, then I think we'll get something out of this. Van Dijk for me is not. It's not that he's shit or anything like that. I would never say that, but Van Dijk definitely is not the player that he's been the last couple of years for Liverpool. I think he's still a very good centre back, but he's not the world beater that he looked previously in previous seasons. That midfield, Henderson's not getting any younger. There's confirmation of both teams there on screen for you, so you can peruse that. So just give me your initial thoughts on the starting 11. How you're feeling about our 11? Would you have made any changes? What do you think of Liverpool's 11 that have got out? And do you think that we're going to get something from the game? So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Even the bench, they got some decent players on the bench, but it's not a Liverpool team that you'd be afraid of. Yeah, so I'm relatively confident that we can get a grip in midfield in this game and hold our own there. And like I say, they can be got at. They're not brilliant defensively. So there's a full screen of the Liverpool team. Alisson's a cracking keeper, it has to be said. I do actually think Alisson is probably the best keeper in the league. Let's say Matip, Van Dijk as a pair, not amazing. I do think Robertson's very good. But again, he's not a world beater, is he? And that midfield, as I say, not brilliant. So I'm quite pleased at the moment. Obviously, look, Salah down that left hand side is going to be a real problem. So I'm a little bit worried about Aguerd. Aguerd just has his moments where he seems to just switch off a little bit, and he can be a little bit loose. So with his marking and stuff, he can lose players a little bit. So I think we're really going to need Cresswell and Aguerd to work well together on that left-hand side. And if they can do that and keep Salah relatively quiet, I mean, it's difficult to take him out of a game. He's just such a tremendous player. But if we can at least limit Salah's influence on the game, I think that will go a long way towards us kind of potentially winning the game. Excuse me, I apologize. I do have a slight bit of a cough at the moment. So yeah, Antonio is a little worrying. He's got to be getting a little bit leggy at this point, so it'll be interesting to see how long he lasts. I don't think Antonio is going to be able to go anywhere near the 90 minutes. I think we'll maybe get kind of. Well, Moyes will probably try and get 80 out of him or thereabouts. But the worry is that he'll pull up because he has a history of that. Once he starts to get tired and he gets that tiredness in his muscles, Antonio can break down sometimes. So I think we need to be very careful with Antonio, especially as he's in really good form at the moment, Antonio, and he's playing really well. He's kind of back to his old self, which is great to see. And he scored a couple of goals recently as well. So we need to be careful with Antonio. The other one I'll be looking at is Sofal. Sofal was limping a bit late in the second half against Bournemouth, and he was subbed off. I know he went to applaud the fans after the game, and he was carrying a little bit of a limp. But obviously, I don't know if there's going to be any strapping on that, or if he's absolutely fine. If it was just a turned ankle or something like that, and he was able to run it off in training. But we'll keep an eye on Sofal, see how he looks. Obviously, I don't think Moyes would risk him if he was even 50-50. I think I think he'd be relatively okay with playing Kerr out on that side. But I'm very happy to see that Sofal is starting. That's a good sign. And Luke, we all know about Rice. Nothing much needs to be said about him. But Paqueta, just an amazing footballer and really starting to find his feet now. I thought he looked to me kind of when he joined, like he came from a league in France where you're going to have a little bit more time on the ball, a little bit more space. The intensity is not the same as the Premier League. It just seems to me that he did struggle a bit with the pace and intensity of the Premier League and realizing that everything has to be done at a faster tempo, that you're not going to get as much time on the ball. And then I think that was exacerbated by the fact that the team in general were playing really poorly. But since our form has improved, I think he's really improved with it. He looks a different player now, and he's starting to look like the 50 million odd player that we paid for. So that's fantastic to see. Souček, still see him every week. I mean, we all know he's going to play now. I don't understand it myself. There's nothing personal against Souček. He's just having a really poor season. I don't think he's improved significantly. I don't think also he's as bad as he was kind of earlier in the season. I think he's been playing a bit better. I think it has helped him more recently that he's been allowed to get forward a bit more and he's been able to pick up the ball in more advanced positions. But I still think it's a bit of a wasted position having him in there. I would love to see either Downs or Fornals in there. Ideally for this game, I think Fornals. Fornals, for some reason, just likes playing Liverpool. He tends to score against them. So if you're looking for a cheeky bet, even though he's on the bench, I think Fornals will almost certainly come on in the second half, and it could be a bit sooner than he would normally be brought in because Moyes will be cognizant of the fact that these players have played a lot of games. So Fornals could come on and bag one. Obviously, he scored against Bournemouth, so his tail is up as well. He's confident. And it might be worth a little punt if you like a bet on that one, a cheeky couple of quid. Obviously Bowen starting again, which is great because, his form has been fantastic in recent weeks as well. But he's an incredibly hard worker. He covers an awful lot of ground. And again, he's another player you just worried a little bit about burnout. So, hopefully he's still got another good 90, well, maybe 90 minutes, but at least, 75, 80 minutes in the tank. I'm sure he'll start the game fine. The thing with it, when you've got these games kind of one after the other, a kind of non-stop flow of games, I think the players actually quite like it, because there's virtually no training. I mean, and what training they're doing is incredibly light. It's just really basic stuff, just to keep them limber. So they're not doing any heavy training whatsoever. So they've got a game every 3 or 4 days, no training really. So I think players prefer that, but obviously the intensity in games takes more out of you. So it's a difficult balancing act that Moyes has. I don't blame him for going full strength tonight. It is Liverpool. We are at home. Crowd will really be up for it. I think the players will really be up for it because it's Liverpool. So I think that'll kind of keep them going. That kind of extra bit of adrenaline. Fingers crossed. I think the big thing tonight is let's hope there's no injuries. Muscle injuries, that nobody pulls up with a hamstring or a thigh strain or calf strain or anything like that. If they can get through this and we can win it, I think we can absolutely rotate as heavily as Moyes wants to against Palace on Saturday and against Man City next midweek. That would be the ideal scenario. The more we can rest players now, the better, because I think we're going to be absolutely fine in the league now. Even if we don't win tonight, if we lose narrowly, I still think we'll pick up the points we need between now and the end of the season. But it would be nice. The ideal scenario would be that we pick up, between this game and the Palace game, if we pick up 4 points, whether it's a point tonight and 3 on Saturday, or 3 tonight and a point on Saturday, that would be absolutely ideal. That pretty much will guarantee that we're going to be fine. And then Moyes is in the nice position of being able to rest players at his leisure, really, to make sure that when that AZ Alkmaar game comes around, that everybody's fully rested and absolutely flying and raring to go. Right, I'm going to get into the comments, see what you guys have got to say about this team. Howard Ailes in the house. Evening, all you beautiful people. Ashley Kim says, I would let Fornells go. Give Fornells a go. Yeah, I would too. I'd much prefer to see Fornells, for example, in midfield alongside Rice and Paqueta for this game than Souček. So we just have to cross our fingers that Souček has an okay game, because when Souček is really bad, it's like playing with 10 men. He's a passenger and the game just completely passes him by. Please, no Johnson. No, there's no Johnson, Ashley, so it's all good. Mandy saying that's the lineup. How are you, Mandy? Good to see you. Scott's in the house, says Souček's tackling stats are dramatically worse than his horrible passing stats. Yeah, I think what it is, Scott, is he just doesn't have the mobility. I think players are able to sail past him, really. They can go around him quite easily. He turns quite slowly. He doesn't really have any pace. And the game often can pass him by in midfield because he just doesn't have the pace or mobility to really keep up with the play. Hopefully that isn't the case tonight. Souček goes tackle and misses the ball and the guy by him 5 to 10 times a game. It's embarrassingly poor. Yeah, it's just not his forte whatsoever. Two up to Don says, up the hammers, we got this. Mark R is in the house, says Souček is due a goal. Hey, Tommy and everyone. Souček is due a goal. I mean, Jesus, he's been due a goal for a long time. Ashley says Fornells for Benny. Yeah, I thought that might happen as well tonight. Obviously hasn't, but I think Fornells, I think we will see. It remains to be seen whether Fornells comes on for Benny. It could be that Cornet comes on there, or he might decide to bring Fornells on the other side, as he's done recently for Bowen. He could also put Cornet out on that right-hand side if he wanted to, but I don't think he's inclined that way. So I think it could be Fornells actually for... It could be Fornells for Souček, it could be Fornells for Benny, could be Fornells for Bowen. It's hard to say, but he will come on, Fornells. Like I say, we might see earlier subs than normal if Moyes thinks the players are starting to flag. Scott agreeing that he'd rather see Benny as a sub. Yeah, Benny's he's been a little bit disappointing in recent weeks. I don't want to get into him too much. The problem with Benny is like he runs hard and he tries his best and he does get into good positions. He picks up the ball in good positions in that final third, and it's just his crossing is atrocious. I remember there was a couple of times. What was the fucking home game before Bournemouth? God, must be tired of drawing a bloody blank. But sorry, it was the Ghent game. Excuse me, it was the Ghent game where he got into some great positions on that left hand side in around the box, and he's trying to cross the ball in, and he just completely overhits it. He did it more than once. He just sailed out for a goal kick. Also, he cuts inside and he keeps trying that bloody curler inside the far post, and every time he hits one of those, it's so tame. It's like he gets absolutely no power behind them whatsoever, and every time he does it, it's like a routine save for the keeper. He either hits it too close to the middle of the goal, or there's so little pace on it that on his shots that even if he does get it inside the far post, the keeper can just shuffle across and grab it. I don't know why he keeps doing it, or why he has so little power in those shots. I mean, I get that he's trying to place one, but even when you're placing them, if you're 18 or so yards out, to beat a keeper in the Premier League, you've still got to get something behind the shot. You know, it's got to be moving. So I wish he'd stop doing it, to be completely honest. And, you know, his finishing is really poor. And some of his crossing as well is really bad. So he's really got to work on that. I mean, if he had the crossing and finishing of Mahrez, I mean, he'd be as good as Mahrez. He'd be absolutely wonderful player if he could finish and cross the way Mahrez does and had that final ball that Mahrez does. He's just missing that. He really has got to work on that. So there will be substance we play. Yeah, again, look, a lot of games. I think from tonight is our 8th game in 24 days or something like that. We've been playing a lot of football. Scott said I'm quite worried with Cresswell on Salah. Yeah, do you know what? I know exactly what you mean. And obviously that is a worry. There is always the potential there that Salah could roast Cresswell. But to be completely honest, like when I saw the lineup for the Arsenal game and Cresswell was playing on the left, I was really, really worried. I thought Saka was going to destroy him. I thought Saka would have a field day. I thought Saka would have a field day against Cresswell, and it actually just never happened. So I'm hoping it'll be much the same tonight. I'm hoping that actually Salah won't run riot against Cresswell. Like I say, Aguero's going to have to help him out over that side as well, because Salah's going to go to the byline, and he's going to also like cut back on his left a lot. So as soon as he cuts back on his left, like Aguero is going to have to be aware to get over there and help out Cresswell and close down. Palace were very good against Templar. Palace were very poor against 10. Man, Everton looked stronger. I didn't see the game. I know it finished in a stalemate. But yeah, I think Palace, the hope actually I have, Scott, right now is that Palace have relaxed. You know, that Palace feel like that we're safe now. And I think they are. So, you know, if they're kind of relaxing a little bit now in the league, feeling like it's kind of job done, and they're deciding they're going to just coast to the end of the season, that'll do for us on Saturday, won't it? If we go there and they're in like coasting mood, then we'll have a great chance to go there and beat them. And we've got a good record there anyway, so we tend to do really well against Palace, even on the road. So Selhurst Park has been a kind of happy hunting ground. So fingers crossed that'll continue. It'd be amazing to get 6 points. You know, if we were to get 6 points tonight, 3 points tonight and then 3 against Palace, that's us home and hosed. We survive from there 100%. And then, like I say, we can just rotate heavily in the City game, and just really put all our eggs in the Conference League basket. Perfect scenario. Electric Blue Tiger, great name. I feel like West Ham will win because we're doing well. Yeah, well, that's the thing. We have a right to be confident at the moment. We say Liverpool having a poor season. Liverpool really are fighting to finish in a Europa League spot. They're not the Liverpool they were last couple of seasons, and they've kind of run out of steam. Mane is a big loss. I think that midfield, they haven't had the money to replace the midfield like they really needed to. The fact that James Milner is getting as many minutes as he is this season at 37 years old kind of says a lot about where Liverpool are at the moment. That midfield really, really needs to be kind of completely restructured, but they just haven't had the money to do it. They'll probably do it this season. I know they're looking to bring in Bellingham. At the moment, you'd have to wonder if it's going to be possible for them to get Bellingham. Apart from the money they would have to spend on him, does Bellingham want to go to Liverpool and play in the Conference League or in the Europa League or possibly even Conference League? Because of the FA Cup final now was United and City. We have the same scenario that we had last season. So 5th and 6th in the league will go to the Europa League, and the 7th spot will now go to the Conference League. So same as last season, the way it's panned out. So Liverpool potentially could finish 7th and be playing Conference League football next season. That's if they rally enough to make Europe at all. I think they will. I think they'll be good enough to get a European spot. It most certainly will not be Champions League. It'll be Europa or Conference. So if you're Jude Bellingham, do you go to Liverpool if they're in the Europa League or the Conference League? Because, there's going to be interest in Bellingham. If he's available for sale this summer, as it appears he is, Liverpool certainly will not be the only team sniffing around. But yeah, Electric Blue Tiger, I think if you feel that we'll win, I can understand that completely. Absolutely can. We are really playing well at the moment, and like I say, our confidence is sky high at the minute. And the players would love to take Liverpool's scalp. Let's be honest. We're going to take penalties today. That's an interesting one because I don't know what the fallout has been, if any, from Paqueta taking the penalty in the Conference League. It wasn't by design. We know since then we found out it was not by design. I don't know how it came to be that Paqueta took the penalty. It wasn't something that was discussed before the game. It wasn't a change that was made by management. So I don't know how he ended up, because I think we all just expected Benny, as soon as the penalty was awarded, I'm sitting there thinking, right, come on now, Benny, put this away. And then Paqueta's taken it. And I'm like, okay, this is strange. So I don't know what's happened there. I don't know why Paqueta took it and not Benny. It's not as if Benny'd been missing them. Benny's sticking the pens away. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one if we do win a penalty, because at the moment we don't really know who's going to take it. So hopefully we'll find out. I'll take a pen. Fanciest for a win tonight, Tommy? I don't know if I'd say I fancy us for a win. I don't know if I'd say anything that strong. So I wouldn't say we're going to win tonight. We're going to beat Liverpool. They got some very good players. Despite the fact they're not having a great season, there have been games where they have been really good, and equally there's been games where they've been quite poor. So we don't really know what Liverpool will turn up, but I will say this, Mandy. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that we can get a result. I think we're absolutely capable of beating this Liverpool 11. I really do believe that. We're absolutely capable of beating them. And obviously we all hope we do. But you know what, Mandy? I think I do fancy us. The more I think about it, because you've asked the question, it's like, Do you know what? I actually bloody do. The way we're playing and the fall off in Liverpool this season, I actually do quite fancy us quietly, just between me and you, Mandy. I do actually quite fancy. I'm up for it tonight. And do you know what? I think the players feel the same way, and that's the most important thing. I think the players are high in confidence, and I think they fancy this. I think they're in there now. We're probably warming up now out on the pitch or whatever. And I think the mood is really good. They're feeling good, and I think they fancy it. I think the players are looking forward to having a crack at Liverpool tonight, and I think they really will have a crack at them. Sorry, I didn't read that one. We need to win. We'll all be in a good position. Yeah, if we win, huge. I mean, if we win, we're basically we're safe. And it's a good scalp. It's always nice to beat Liverpool. West Ham know what needs to be done. A win, end off. Yeah, Skevy, welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, look, the players have these players are experienced now. Even the signings that we brought in the summer, like Lucas Paqueta. I mean, he's up to speed now with the Premier League, so he's very much settled in. So they're all ready to go. Like I say, they'd love to beat Liverpool tonight. So I don't think the players will be found wanting. And yeah, win would be fabulous. If we press them hard, I can see a draw. If we sit back, celebrate, press on. Yeah, well, that's the thing. We can't revert to type. We've had this thing in the past, obviously, where Moyes has had a nasty habit of playing against the badge and not the 11 players that are on the pitch. He's shown far too much respect to these teams, even when they've been playing poorly. And even speaking of Liverpool, I remember, was it last season where we went there and Liverpool's form at the time, I think, was absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. And we went there, played crap. They beat us. They'd lost like a couple of games before. I mean, they went on some like record-breaking run of defeats at Anfield. Like they'd lost more games on the bounce, I think, at home than they had like since pre-war or something crazy like that. And then we were the one team that went there and got beat. Everyone else had gone and recently gone there and beat them. I mean, their form was atrocious. And we went there. Moyes showed them far too much respect. We sat back. We made it easy for them to beat us. And then their next game was also at home against Burnley, and they lost it 1-0. Burnley went there and beat them. So Moyes can't do that tonight. He's got to let these players go and have a go at Liverpool. He has to allow the players to do what they want to do, which is go out there, get in their faces. As you say, Scott, press them hard, get up in their faces, don't give them an inch, and let's take it to them. Let's make sure they know they're in a fucking game tonight, because I know that's what the players want to do. 100% the players want to do that. The other thing with Liverpool as well tonight, just from a kind of tactical viewpoint, Liverpool love to play a high line. We've got to always be ready for that ball over the top, because Bowen makes really, really good runs. And if Benny can make runs as well, and Antonio, this is something that should have been, and I hope has been talked about before the game, from Moyes to the players, that they like a high line Liverpool. They are always vulnerable to a ball over the top. Always. You remember when they got absolutely tonked at Villa Park? It was like 7. Was it 7-2? That's what happened. Now, I'm not saying we go out and score a bunch of goals like that, but the reason they got tonked 7-2 in that game because Villa exploited them more than any team I've ever seen play Liverpool for that high line. I mean, Villa just played balls in behind all night long. They were constantly getting in behind because of Liverpool's high line. They were breaking the offside trap. Some of them were through balls down on the ground. Some of them were just played out wide. Some were just basic balls in over the top for forwards to run onto. So if we can exploit Liverpool's high line, there are absolutely a couple of goals in it for us just from doing that. Scott says if we play like the last few games, we will beat Palace by 2 or more. They looked very poor. Yes, they did. but also before that they looked really good. So was it just one of those days where Palace didn't turn up and they'll be much better on Saturday? Or as I said earlier, do they just feel like they're safe and they've just kind of relaxed? Hopefully they've relaxed and we can take advantage of that. 3Pet just said Liverpool. I assume you mean Liverpool to win. What's the score going to be, 3Pack? Cockney Buccaneer can't stand Liverpool, prefer Millwall. Oh, Jesus. Really wanted to spank the Wind Dippers. Liverpool are kind of a team you love to hate, aren't they? But I wouldn't put them up there with Millwall or Tottenham personally, but maybe I'm just older than you. I don't know how old Cockney Buccaneer is. I know we just don't play Millwall, once every few years, and so I think for a lot of younger fans, the whole Millwall thing isn't really in their minds. It's more kind of Tottenham, I think, really for the younger fans. But if we ever get back to the point where we're in the same division as Millwall, for example, if they come up through the playoffs this season and we had 2 games against them next season, then you'll find out, Cockney Buccaneer. Then you'll see what West Ham Millwall is all about, and that hatred has never gone away. But yeah, for me, it'll always be Millwall number 1 and Tottenham second. Imagine no Liverpool. Is that what you're saying, Mandy? I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry. Greeno's in the house. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I've got it, Mandy. Here's part 2 of Mandy's comment. So imagine no Liverpool or Chelsea in Europe next year. Yeah, that would be crazy. Imagine if, like, instead of Liverpool and Chelsea, like in Europa League and Conference League, you have like Brighton and Brentford or something, or Brighton and Fulham in those spots. That would be mental. That would be hilarious, actually. Manfrost says, "I'd take a draw tonight, Tommy." Yeah, look, a draw would be absolutely reasonable. I'll be happy with you take a point. Absolutely, it'll be a good point. And given that we've had a really good draw at home to Arsenal, great win at Bournemouth. A draw tonight would be absolutely reasonable. And every point now, actually points are big now because we're on 34 points. I'm actually seeing the table here. Everton are in 28 points. So there's already a little gap there between us and the drop zone. And the way those teams down there are playing, they're showing no consistency and they're struggling to win games. So I think every point now, for us, the position that we're in is actually a really good point. It just edges us that bit closer to almost guaranteed safety. And obviously, when you're playing Liverpool, a point's never a bad result. It would be different, if we were down where Everton are, and this was a home game tonight against Liverpool, you'd be thinking more like we've really got to go and win this game. It would be a huge pressure game. But at the moment, it's not a pressure game. So, hopefully that'll show on the players that they'll be willing to just go out and have a go. But like I say, yeah, a point, absolutely acceptable tonight. It'll be a good point and a very useful point if we can get it. Your countdown says, hope we carry on like we did the last few games. If we're top, we can beat Liverpool tonight. Yeah, absolutely. If we're on our game, like we have been the last 3, absolutely 100%, that we can win this game. Like I say, you never know what Liverpool will turn up. Liverpool can come out and score 4 and look really fantastic in attack, or they can just be absolute dog shit in other games and just really struggling. Green says fatigue will be the decider. Yeah, that'll be the thing we'll have to watch out for in the second half. I think for the first hour we'll be fine. The first hour I think we'll be okay. I don't think we'll look like a tired team that's played a lot of football, but I think Moyes has really got to earn his crust tonight in the final 30 minutes. I think that's when he's going to have to be keeping a very, very close eye on every player on the pitch and figuring out who looks like they're gassed. like if Antonio looks like he's starting to blow out of his arse, you've just got to get him off immediately. Don't hang about. Don't say, look, we'll give him 10 minutes or 15 minutes more. Get him off. The same is true of every other player. So, if Bowen looks like he's really starting to slow down and struggle and he's not in the game as much anymore, I think then you just got to get him off. Even if you think there's no perfect replacement there, if you want to put Fornells over there, just bloody put Fornells over there. At least he's going to have the energy to get up and down the pitch. So yeah, that's going to be an important one tonight in the final 30 minutes. Moyes has got to make sure those tired players get off. TAA is their weak link. If we can run at him and catch him out, we've got a chance. Yeah, that would be very important. And but that's what Benny's good at. Benny's good at like, picking that ball up out there on that left and cutting inside. And so I want to see him doing that right from the off. And I want to see him doing it for however long he's on the pitch. Just keep running at Alexander-Arnold. And there's definitely some joy to be had there. And the important thing is always with Benny is that when he does skin in, when he does get in behind, he's just got to make the right decision and play the right ball. Far too often, he just makes a hash of it. So Garino saying, need to get those subs on with 6 minutes. Well, you need to start. 60, 65 minutes is really when we should start seeing some changes. Unless I'm wrong, of course. On the other hand, if we're playing superbly well and we're winning and the players actually don't look knackered or don't look like they're fading, then by all means, continue on for another 10 minutes until the point where you feel like they are flagging. But the important thing is that as soon as you see flagging players, that you get them out of there. Bring in the fresh legs as soon as they're required, and just keep a very close eye on it. Make him face his own goal and panic and make a mistake and get on when you can't defend. Yeah, basically just to reiterate what you were saying about Trent. Target Matip as well. Antonio needs to stay with Matip because I don't think he'll beat a 1-1 versus Van Dijk. Yeah, I think that's probably what Antonio will do. He'll probably pull on to Matip, particularly on the set pieces. Obviously, Van Dijk very strong in the air. I'd like to see Souček get on Van Dijk on those set pieces. Souček is the one player who just might be able to get up above him and get a header on goal. Antonio probably not. He could probably handle Antonio. And obviously he's got the pace to stay with Antonio. But I think Matip is relatively quick as well. But yeah, I think Antonio on Matip is the obvious thing. He'll definitely have more joy there than he will with Van Dijk. Sorry, these people. Van Dijk not the same player this year. No, he's not. Definitely not. Van Dijk has dropped off a bit. Like I said, no, he's not shit by any stretch of the imagination, but just not as commanding. I don't know. Like every time when I've been looking at him this season, Van Dijk, I think it's kind of his body language is a bit different. You remember, like the last couple of seasons, he's looked kind of the way he carried himself on the pitch. He looked kind of imperious. Like so full of confidence, chest out. Just felt like he could do anything. He doesn't look that way anymore. The way he carries himself on the pitch now, just doesn't appear that he has that same confidence. His chest isn't puffed out the same way. He's not carrying himself the same way. He looks like a player with doubts to me, if that makes sense. Strong subs bench tonight. Yeah, we've got players there that we can bring in. Scott says Bear, Bourne, Paqueta, Rice, and Aguirre are subs bench. Is a stronger team. Yeah, it's a strong bench, and it's a good thing to have because we're going to need it, not just tonight, but for the remainder of the season. Those players are going to have to play their part, the likes of Lanzini and Fornells, Downs. Oggy will have a part to play, obviously, as well. Kerr will have his role to play. Emerson, obviously. I think we'll see Emerson on Saturday, actually. Will Luke be joining us tonight? I don't know what that is. Hunter Williams says, I'm 61, mate. Still have respect for Millwall and Spuds. Don't have any for Scouts are victims. Yeah, fair enough. Each to their own, mate. Keith Fox says 0-0 boring draw. We will sit deep. Jesus Christ, that would be awful. I mean, that would be unforgivable, really. But I can understand why you feel that way. Like I say, Moyes tends to play against the badge and be overly cautious against teams like Liverpool. So, and Moyes would snap your hand off right now for a point. So would it surprise me? No, but I'll tell you what, I'd be incredibly disappointed. Just incredibly disappointed if we take that attitude to this game. We're capable of beating this Liverpool team. Our form is fabulous. We're scoring so many goals too. We've got 8 goals in our last 3 games. I mean, just 10 goals in our last 3 games. Just let them get at it, get after it, and he's got to show trust in the players, not just against Ghent and Bournemouth, but in these games against the likes of Liverpool. He's got to trust the players that not only can they go out and put in a performance and beat Ghent and beat Bournemouth, neither of which are great teams, we'll be honest, but are Liverpool a great team? No. Better than Bournemouth? Yeah. Better than Ghent? Sure. But not world beaters this season by any stretch of the imagination. So I'll be really annoyed if that's the attitude we take into this game. It's a completely wrong attitude. Just let the players go out and have a go at Liverpool. Let them have a pop at them. They're absolutely capable of winning this game. And look, I don't think any of us will complain if we go out and have a go and lose the game. I think we'll be happy that, look, we went out, we tried, we had a go at them, we tried to beat them, we closed them down, we worked hard, we got forward, tried to score goals. If it doesn't pan out for us, it doesn't pan out for us. It's not the end of the world. But I think it would be far worse to kind of sit back, and even if we got a point out of it, it would still be, yeah, okay, people will say, well, Moyes was kind of justified, we got a point, a very useful point. Granted, he could justify it if we get something from the game tactically, but it's just so uninspiring, isn't it? I just don't like seeing us play that way. It's just, there's no buzz about watching us play like that, and there's no enjoyment, there's no excitement. It's not great to watch. So yeah, let's bloody go out and have a go. But I hope you're wrong, Keith. I really do. And I'll be honest, I do think you're wrong. My suspicion is that actually there's going to be some goals in this game. Liverpool obviously are still very dangerous in attack, and they do score goals, and they're capable of scoring lots of goals. But we've shown in these last 3 games that we are too, that we're capable of scoring lots of goals ourselves when we're at it, and we are at it. So I think there'll be goals. I think they'll, hand on heart, I think there'll be at least 4 goals in this game. At least 4 goals. Could be 5 or 6 if it's a really great game. But I think there'll be 4 goals at least. I think there will. Both teams are going to beat the respective defenses they're up against more than once. We're playing well under pressure. Let's hope we don't take the foot off the pedal. No, I don't see that happening, John. I don't think the players will relax. I think because it's Liverpool as well, it's a big game, and it's a big scalp to take. So I don't think the players will relax for this one. I think they'll know they can't. I think they'll be really up for this game. Plus they're in a great place mentally, the players at the moment. You can see how much happier they feel now than they've looked all season. They're much more smiley and happy looking, and so I don't think they're relaxed. I think they're going to really fancy this game. I think they would love to go and take Liverpool's scalp tonight, and I think they're going to really try to do that. I'd still take Van Dijk time. Oh yeah, all day long. Like I said, I'm not for a second suggesting he's no good. I'm just saying he's not quite the player he has been. Still a very, very important player for Liverpool, and still a very good centre-back. Still one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. He's just not hitting the heights this season that he has previously. He's more vulnerable. He's 100%. I've seen a few games of Liverpool this season, and he is absolutely much more vulnerable this season than he's ever looked since joining Liverpool. County Buckingham might as well bottle it against the bin dippers and revert to type. Someone needs to tell him the best way not to lose against the likes of Liverpool is to get at them and rattle them at the back. Again, I just really hope that's not going to be the case. Would I be shocked if that happened? Not really, because that's what Moyes has always tended to do. Is the reason he has such a terrible record against particularly the big four. So I really hope that doesn't happen. And to be honest, County Buckingham, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have a go. I really do. I think we're going to have a go, and I'll be bitterly disappointed if we play negatively tonight against Liverpool and just play the old style kind of Moyes of just sitting back, everyone behind the ball, just kind of hanging on, letting them have it, and then trying to hit them on the counter attack. It hasn't worked. I mean, I'd understand him reverting to type for that, if it had been really successful for us against these teams, like the last 18 months, but it hasn't. So just let the players go out and play. If play like we have been in recent, we can get a result. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted Van Dijk when he left Celtic, and I think he got things too late in his career to have an impact, sadly. Yeah, Van Dijk at Celtic. To be honest, I never watch Scottish football. I knew who Van Dijk was. I was aware of him playing for Celtic. I was aware he was playing excellently for Celtic, but I didn't really know at that point how good is he really, for the simple reason it's like, okay, he's doing it at Celtic, but how many players have been looked really, really great playing for Celtic or Rangers in the Scottish League, but they come to the Premier League and you see that, okay, they're not as good as they looked up there. So it's always a little bit of a gamble if you buy a player who looks brilliant for Celtic or Rangers. You can never quite know if they can reproduce that in a much more difficult, higher quality league like the Premier League. Van Dijk obviously is one of those that has, but there's been an awful lot of players that have come down from there and just not really been able to cut it at anything like the same level of performance in the Premier League. So obviously now, look, we're getting a little over 10 minutes now, just under 15 minutes, excuse me, to kick off. I tell you what, because I'm going to have to, I know Anton will be along soon. He's going to do the watch along for you. The more I'm thinking about this game, the more I'm fancying this. You know that. I know Liverpool are good. I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm really not. I know Liverpool are absolutely capable of winning this game. But at the moment, I just feel like the way we're playing, that we've got a great chance tonight. And again, I wouldn't go so strong as to say we're winning this game, but I, honest to God, don't think we're going to lose this game. I think for me, I feel like the worst case scenario tonight is a point. I really think we're getting something from this. I really do. I think Liverpool are there potentially for the taking. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about this game, and it's nice to feel that way. Because a couple of weeks back, I never would have thought that I would feel really confident, because we were all looking at the remaining fixtures, thinking like, where are the points coming from? Where we're going to pick up the points we need to make sure we survive. And you're looking at games like this, saying, probably not going to get anything there the way we were playing. But now it's so different. Just after these last 3 games, I mean, we're a completely different team. We're not the team we've been up to that point. We're just a completely different proposition. I mean, it's just not the same West Ham. It looks like it's not the same players, and it's great to see, because we needed this. We needed this upturn in form, and we needed it badly. We were starting to get into a pretty desperate position, and had we continued playing like that, we would have been in real, real danger. We really could have gone down playing like that. I don't know what the ignition was, what the spark was that turned it around. I mean, obviously we saw it happened against Arsenal, so we know when it happened. We watched it happen. The why is the other question. Why it happened, I don't know, but thankfully it has, and so I'm sitting here now much more positive than I would have expected to be. I'll think about a scoreline for a minute and I'll let you know. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, do you think we're going to win, lose, or draw? And what do you think the score is going to be? Fran OP says we're going to win tonight because it's my birthday, big 33, and West Ham to win by 3. Happy birthday, first and foremost, Frano. Hope they win for you tonight, mate. And if we win by 3, I mean, geez, that would be fucking amazing. Wouldn't you just love it? Wouldn't you love to do a Villa? When Villa beat them 7-2, wouldn't you love to come out tonight and just absolutely fucking tonk them? Just like send them back to Liverpool with their pride in takeaway bags. Like that would be fucking amazing. Alan Dunn, morning time, 4:30 a.m. here in Oz, but worth getting up to watch us play now. Let's hope the under-18s victory has inspired the main team and lifts them. And I'll mention that again in a minute once I'm finished with these couple of comments. Under-18s, that is. But, fair play up at 4:30 a.m. Had that black coffee, mate, and, on drip. And you'll get through the couple of hours. And I really hope the players make it worth it for you, mate. I hope you won't be able to get back to sleep when the game's over because you're buzzing because we played so bloody well and got such a great win. The question is, why have we been playing bad for so long? Yeah, I could do a whole show on that. There's so much to get into to answer why I've been playing so bad for so long. But it does beg the question, where has this been all season? I mean, we all knew we were capable of far more. This is no surprise to us that the players are capable of doing what they've been doing the last 3 games. Capable of playing the way they did against Arsenal, top of the table Arsenal. A game we should have won. I mean, really, after that opening spell from Arsenal, I mean, we were much the better team for the rest of the game. Arsenal were just hanging on at times. And it does beg the question, where was that all season? Where was it? So I suppose we'll never know maybe a full answer to that. Maybe when some players have left the club or retired or something, I think we'll hear a lot more of the detail about what went wrong this season and how it is that we almost kind of seem to flick a switch in an Arsenal game and become just a completely different team, just out of nowhere. It's a strange one. It has to be said. It's a very strange one because it wasn't like we've all seen runs of form, where you're not playing very well for a run of games and then you come good again and stuff. But it wasn't that. I mean, it went on for so long. I mean, even beyond this season. I mean, it was going on for a long time. Like the whole calendar year, really, of 21, we were really poor, and so it's a strange one. Sorry, the whole calendar year of 22, we were really poor. So I don't know what the spark was, but thank God, that there was a spark that came. A great feeling in the club right now, especially after the young guns have done so well too. We can win tonight if we carry all the recent results on the pitch with us. Yeah, absolutely. I'm optimistic. Nay, confident. I'm a little bit confident. I just have a good feeling about this game. 3-1 West Ham, yeah, that'd be a brilliant result. Love to beat them by a couple of goals. Stick 3 past them. Now you're talking, put them under the hammer and send them packing. Yeah. Jugs boiling. Yeah, good man. Anton will be along very shortly. He's running fashionably late, but he will be here. He will be here, and he'll talk you through the game for those of you who are unable to watch it. Sorry I'm late. What was the result? 4-0 West Ham. Caitlin, you can go back to bed. Hasn't started. Yeah, she knows. Caitlin, you weren't serious, were you? You knew it hadn't started yet, surely. Oh, Forest 1-0 up against Brighton. I'll tell you what, Forest have to win. They have to beat Brighton tonight. They really do. I mean, they've got to get a win, and they ain't getting them on the road because they've been dog shit on the road all season. Have they even won a game on the road, Forest, this season? I'm not sure they've even won one. They've barely drawn any. I think they're horrific on the road, but that's a huge goal for them. If they can see that one out and pick up 3 points, it's a massive 3 points for them. It piles the pressure. Actually, I'm just seeing here. Was it a pen? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just looking here. They've got a split screen on BT. It's Brennan Johnson with the penalty. Obviously we know he scored it. So I'm just going to see what he does with it. Brighton players are trying to spoil a bit, complaining to the ref about the placement of the ball and all that. So just going to tell you how this one was scored. So here we go. Brennan Johnson runs up. Oh, that was saved. That was saved. I assumed because Forest were 1-0 up that Brennan Johnson had scored the penalty. It was a poor penalty. He hit it to the keeper's right, but there was no real power behind it, and it was a perfect height for the keeper. Mark is saying no, it's not 1-0 that he missed it. Yeah, okay. So you jumped the gun, Mark, is what you're telling me. You jumped the gun. Scott says, can't see Forest winning that game. No, me either, personally. Even at 1-0, I still felt like Brighton probably going to come back and beat them. But it's not 0-0. It's not 1-0. It's 0-0. So, yeah. Mark jumping the gun. He missed the pen. Says 2 games away. Yeah, 2 games away, was it? Dan B is in the house. Everton look to be in big trouble. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Everton are really in trouble. They can be thankful that Leicester equalised against Leeds, I think, last night. A point to the teams that are right down there still, like on the edge of the drop zone. I mean, that kept Leicester right there, close to Everton. Because, I'll tell you right now, we're not going down. Palace are certainly not going down. Wolves are not going to go down. So I think Southampton are fucked. I think Forest are fucked. So I think it's one of kind of Everton, Leicester, Leeds. One of those 3 will go. So I think the draw was probably the best thing for Everton last night, but they do look to be in big trouble. Everton, they have got to win a game, and right now. I don't know what Everton's next game is, but whoever it's against, I mean, they've just got to start picking up some points. I know that they got 1 against Palace, but where in the position they're in, it's just not enough. They've got to pick up a couple of wins, or they're really going to be struggling. And again, Leicester and Leeds last night, you could see the fight that was in them. I know Everton, I think, were the better side against Palace. So they're all fighting, but fighting is one thing, but winning is another. And Everton really are, I think, right now, even more so than Leicester and Leeds. I think Everton are just desperately in need of a win because their form has been really poor. Really poor. So they've got to get a kind of a lifting win. A win now will lift Everton a bit, and it might be enough to kind of help them get over the line, kind of get their heads up a bit and their tails up a bit. Yeah, Marcini missed the penalty. Fernando Sims here at half time. Yeah. Missed penalty by Forest. Yeah, Brennan Johnson, that could come back to haunt him. That's in the position Forest are in when they're at home against a team that are going as well as Brighton. That's a massive missed penalty. That's the kind of thing that can get you relegated. At this point in the season, if you're at home to Brighton, you've got a chance to go 1-0 up and potentially put your team on the road to 3 points, and you miss it. That can get you relegated. That's a really bad miss from Brennan Johnson.
How you doing, Tommy? You well?
Yeah, good, mate. Just in the nick of time.
Yep, just in the nick of time, mate. Just in the nick of time. Waiting on my wife walking through the door because I've still got the kids running around the house. But it'll be fine, mate. We'll get cracking on with the match day live. Thank you very much for doing the
No
starting
worries.
point. What's your predictions, Tommy?
West Ham 3-2.
Well, I'll take that right now, mate. I will take that right now. Yeah. Tommy boy, thank you very much, mate, for doing that again. Take it easy, mate.
No worries. I'll jump on at halftime.
Yeah, good man. All right. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye. Welcome to the Matchday Live. This is, of course, West Ham versus Liverpool. The game has just officially kicked off. So let me get my timer all sorted for you. Wrong one. Oh, here comes the little one. Just waiting. The ball is back with the keeper for Liverpool. Just give me 2 seconds. Liverpool in the attack down the left-hand side. Plays the ball in through Fabinho. Big ball into the box. One touch from Henderson. And Creswell clears to Benny. It's a free kick to Liverpool. Let's get this up and running. So I'm on 1 minute 30. That'll do. Pause it for. There you go. And that's us up and running. Liverpool have just got the ball now in their own half. Van Dijk playing the ball along the back line. And Salah has just drifted out wide right now to collect the ball. Henderson. And you can see Trent Alexander-Arnold is kind of sitting in that kind of midfield role. The hybrid role they're calling it, really, aren't they? Robertson for Liverpool playing it back to Alisson, the keeper. Big ball up top from him. Ball finds its way to Jota, but Sufal does well enough to clear the ball for West Ham. Van Dijk gets in front of Antonio. Fabinho plays the ball back to Robertson. Now he's got the ball in the middle of the park. He drives forward. He plays it out wide left. Jones. And good tracking back there from Tommy Soucek. Sufal tries to clear it. Robertson playing a high press, and West Ham win themselves a throw-in deep in our own half. Robertson telling the Liverpool players to keep the pressure in our own half. Good evening, everyone. Come on, you Aaron. Thanks for the WhatsApp reply. What did you send me a message, Jay? I've not even had a chance to look at my phone. Salah dropped really deep, collects the ball, tries a big up over the top through ball, but West Ham defence deal with that really well. Fabianski's collected the ball. Fabianski with a big clearance up top field, tries to find Bowen, but it goes over his head and goes out for a Liverpool throw-in just inside their own half. Moyes is trying to, you can see he's trying to pressure the players to move further up the field, get closer to the players. But Liverpool just happily sitting on possession just now. Van Dijk plays it through the middle to Fabinho, drops it into Henderson, who's dropped deep to collect it, plays it out wide right. Fabinho in the middle again. Oh, Van Dijk's giving the ball away straight away to Bowen. Back post! Oh, my word! Bowen, Van Dijk has literally placed the ball into the path of Jared Bowen. He's looked up, Antonio free in the box, and he crosses the ball in, and it just goes over his height, just goes over his head. It's perfect for a player like Skamaka, for example. You know, he'll probably be able to get some height, but Alisson, we need to remember this is what Liverpool will do. They'll play the ball out back. They'll take the risks out the back, and straight away we force them into an error. Matip has hit the ball out straight away from a goal kick. And it's Oh, it took a deflection. It's still a Liverpool throw in. You can see they're a bit shaky back there, aren't they? Salah's got the ball, though, coming over the halfway line, drives forward for Liverpool. Switches the play over. Jota cuts inside, drives forward for Liverpool. Gap pull back to Trent. Trent driving forward for Liverpool. Neat ball through to the left-hand side. Robertson crosses it early. Cleared from Kurt Zuma, out for a Liverpool corner. 5 minutes in. West Ham 0, Liverpool 0. Marvin, thank you very much. I massively appreciate that. If you do, what you can do is if you are watching it and you want to get my commentary instead of the pundits' commentary, you can pause what you're watching to make sure we're all lifted up. Anyway, corner to Liverpool, crossed in, can't beat the first man. There's a foul on the West Ham player, and West Ham have got a free kick anyway, so that was good. Goal kick, West Ham. Did I say Kira? I know a guy's playing alongside Zuma, yeah. I didn't say Kira. Oh, on the picture. Well spotted, mate. Oh my God, that's the wrong team completely. What's going on there? West Ham piling the pressure on, so I'll just change that now. Big ball up over Salah. Inside the box. 1-on-1 Rice. Shoots from distance. Blocked from Zuma. Cuts inside. Shoots. Blocks from West Ham. And it's a corner to Liverpool. Sorry, I did not realise that I've actually got the complete and utter wrong bloody team from Liverpool up on the screen. Well, let me get this sorted for you now. Corner to Liverpool. Good bit of pressure there from Liverpool coming down the right-hand side. Who's that down? Is it Rice again? Fixing his... Is that the right team? Fabianski's as well. Yeah. There you go. His contacts again. Trent on the corner at the far right. An outswinger, sorry. And West Ham deal with it, and it goes out for another corner. Deckers doesn't seem happy with his old contacts, does he? Another outswinger from Trent. One from Gapco. Van Dijk. Oh, it's in the mix there. Cleared from Zuma. Trent collects the ball, plays it back. Robertson plays the ball back to Allison now. West Ham trying to get bodies forwards. Allison pings the ball for right up top. Zuma wins the header over, towers above all the Liverpool players, but Henderson's collected the ball. Salah out the wide right. Trent Alexander-Arnold in the middle. Drives forward for Liverpool. Plays it into Gapco. And West Ham have dealt with that with a Gerd. Back with Fabianski. Clears upfield for West Ham. Antonio, a lot of hard work he's got to do up there. Declan Rice still gains possession for West Ham. Plays the ball out to Sefal on the right-hand side. Got a bit of time. Drives forward. Tries to find Jared Bowen. It's a good ball to Jared Bowen. And Liverpool have done well. Oh, God, it's found its way to the path of West Ham with Ben Rama. Ben Rama still got it inside the box out on the left-hand side. Don't know how that ball ended up there. Benny's there still on the ball. Puts it onto his right foot. Finds Deckers. Oh, it's a good ball through. Crossing. Oh, it's unlucky. Sefal wins the header. No one's in the box. Van Dijk, weird clearance from him. Jota and Sefal does really well again. Sefal, great ball through for Jared Bowen. Can't keep hold of it. Does. Hits it too heavy and it goes out for a Liverpool goal kick. But I tell you what, man, nice bit of pressure there. When we can get at them, I don't know how the ball... Sefal plays the ball into Bowen. It takes a deflection off the Liverpool player and it finds its way into the path of Ben Rama. Ben Rama should have put his foot through it. He should have put his foot through it. He's inside the box. He's about 12 yards out and he tries to hold the ball up and play. Should have put his foot through it and tried to just get something on target. Liverpool now playing the ball out, risky again from the back line. Sefal's done well, but he's given away a foul, and Liverpool now have a free kick. Hi, Joan. Hope you're well. We're going to need 3 goals to win this at least from Matchday. Yota's gone down, just holding his kind of left-hand side rib cage. Oh, I'm sorry. I need 2 seconds. You with me? Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. We'll get in trouble if we don't. Anyway, the Liverpool player Jota is down just now. It looks like he's taking a bit of a impact to his left hip. And the physios and medics are on, just giving him a check over, but he's still lying down. So this will be a couple of minutes of injury time. I don't know why he didn't shoot, man. That was a bit of a not a great decision. Anyway, free kick to Liverpool. Van Dijk with the ball. There's the ball over to now it's Trent dropped in the far right hand side to collect the ball over the halfway line. He tries to switch play, but Sefal does well to head it into the mix, unfortunately, but West Ham have cleared it with Creswell. Benrahma takes a heavy touch. He does well, finds Paqueta. Paqueta getting involved in the game now. Nice ball through to Antonio. Nice one touch back to Paqueta. Gets down left hand side, drives through the middle, collects it. Antonio plays a nice 1-2 with him. Shoots from distance. What a goal! What a goal! Are you winding me up? What a goal! Oh my word! Oh my days! Oh my good God! Oh my God! That football! Oh my God! Honestly, I'm absolutely mind blown by that goal. What football created from Paqueta from a deep lying roll. Plays 1-2s with Antonio. Antonio's involvement in this goal is phenomenal. Gives it to Paqueta. It's the first time. Smashes it. Past Becca. 1-0 West Ham. Paqueta. What an unbelievable goal from him. Yes, it is 1-0 West Ham. I honestly took me by surprise. Dramatically took me by surprise. Because it's an unbelievable goal collected from our own half. All started from Paqueta and finished by Paqueta to make it 1-0 West Ham. What a fantastic goal from our Brazilian. Unbelievable. Yes, you have heard me right. It's 1-0 West Ham. Oh my word. West Ham piling the pressure on now. You can see Liverpool panicking a little bit back there. West Ham have won it back straight away, though. Benrahma down the left-hand side. He drives forward. Tries to keep it in. Goes out for a goal kick. Oh, my God. What a goal. What an absolute worldie. Take a bow. Come on, you irons. Paqueta, yes. There's no one better than our Paqueta. Brilliant. Oh, my God. What a goal. Even though you beautiful people did I missed something you did. On his right foot as well. Absolutely. We are massive. Jay Manise is in the house. Yes, the fans are on the side, man. The Pac-Man. Benny's just lost a little bit lately. He's a bit of hit and miss. He's get in there, Pac-Man. Oh, my God. Come on. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a goal. Honestly, I need to see it again to go through it all. Big clearance from that Allison. And Sefal's back there. Plays the ball neatly back to Fabianski. Takes a heavy touch. Puts on his left foot and clears it for West Ham up the field. West Ham win the first ball, though. That's brilliant. That's the difference. Paqueta. The difference from a month ago to now. Zuma, Sefal holds on to the ball. What a ball that is for Bowen. Bowen drives forward, tries to make the ball round. It's actually Souček tries to put the ball round the outside of the player to find Bowen, but it gets intercepted and goes out for a West Ham throw-in on the halfway line. Souček, great hold-up play. Sufal brings in Bowen into the game. And Souček's there to sweep it up. Finds Paqueta. What a great ball that is for Creswell's got plenty of time and space. He brings Benrahma into the game. Trent does really well to intercept that. Salah's dropped deep to do his defensive duties. Trent brings the ball into the middle of the park to Gapco. Zuma comes out. Gapco plays in Jones. Jones drives forward for Liverpool down the left-hand side. Comes over the halfway line. Robertson's got the ball. He goes early. Oh, my God, he's gone for a chip. I tell you what, he's crossed that in, but it's gone towards goal. Fabianski slightly off his line, but deals with it no problem, collects it and catches it. It's one of those kind of freak incidences, though, that you've seen shots or crosses go in. What a goal. I can't get my head around the goal. It's an unbelievable goal. What a good start for West Ham. Antonio, we cannot take away any credit from Antonio's hold-up play there. His striker rate was just unbelievable. A Pac-Man, man. Bowen, what a switch play from Rice. Bowen down the right-hand side, brings Sufal into the game. Sufal goes early, gets the ball into the box. Cleared from Fabinho. Liverpool a bit messy back there. Alisson collects the ball, routine catch. My word, man, you can hear the fans. Love it. Alisson plays the ball in short to Van Dijk. Robertson out on the left-hand side. Bowen starting to press a little bit now. Big heavy ball back to Van Dijk. Puts onto his right foot. Keeps hold of it. West Ham starting to play the high press a little bit now. Bowen fancies it. Drops in. Jones clicks it on the left. Finds Fabinho into a bit of space in the middle. Antonio should have chased his runner there. Gapco. Drives forward. Henderson out on the right-hand side. Collects the ball for Liverpool. Keeps it. Finds Trent. Jones. Back to Henderson, who's got plenty of space and time on the ball at the right-hand side. Crosses it into the mix. Greatly dealt with by Gerd. Paqueta wins that header. Unfortunately, goes to Fabinho, though. Fabinho clicks up the second ball. Robertson out on the left-hand side. Going to play it back to Trent in the middle of the park. Antonio chases him down. Gapco on the ball. Shoots from distance. Scores. Literally, I don't know. Is it like 30 yards out? It's like I'm going to hit. That's really unfortunate. I'll be really honest with you. It's really unfortunate. Because he's just hit. It just shows you the pure quality that the player's got to be able to hit a shot from that distance from nothing and put the ball into the back of the net. Just collects it. He's about 25 yards out. Zuma, Gerd slightly drop off the pace. Gapco seizes that momentum, fires the ball into the back of the net, makes it 1-1. So unfortunate, man. So unfortunate. I'll tell you what, though, that's what Liverpool wanted. It's a good response, but West Ham are straight away on the attack again. It's really disappointing, but you can't give a player of that quality that amount of space. Anyway, that's unbelievable football from Declan Rice. He stays on his feet. He switches play completely over to Benrahma. Benrahma tries to skip by Trent. He wins it back, though. Oh, Benny. He does really well to a certain extent. Oh. Come on, West Ham. Ready again. Getting a lot of time on the ball down that left-hand side. Got to deliver something with it. Antonio goes into the left-hand side, supports him. Pac-Man's there. Gives it into Rice, though. Pac-Man's got the ball out on the left-hand side. Across it in. It's a nice ball. Nearly goes over the top of Alisson. Souček on the back post. But Alisson collects it, and Souček can't get near the ball. Routine catch for Alisson, who plays the ball early out to Robertson. Pings the ball up over the top. Gapco's got round to Zuma. Rice is back there. It's Gerd back there. He's done really well defensively. And Paqueta, by the way, his work rate is phenomenal. Antonio looks like he's fouled. Referee does not give it, though, and says that they've got the ball. Paqueta's work rate is through the roof. Henderson plays a 1-2 with Alexander-Arnold. Van Dijk plays it out wide left. Back with Van Dijk in the halfway line for Liverpool. West Ham just sit a little bit deeper now. Jones drops in, collects the ball, brings Robertson into play. Back with Jones again for Liverpool. Plays it back to the centre-back. Liverpool still on the ball. West Ham starting to tighten up a little bit now. Starting to put a little bit of pressure on. Fabinho found a bit of space. Robertson out on the left-hand side. Got a bit of time. Bowen does his defensive duties really well. Sefal tries to keep the ball in, and I think he does. Brings it back to Bowen. I think it was Souček that won it. Paqueta loves riding these things. It's great play, and then he's fouled. Do you know what? Paqueta gives you that illusion that maybe sometimes he loses the ball. He's not lost the ball at all. He's got the ability to skip by a player, even when they're so close-knit, that he puts his foot in, and he knows, honestly, he knows how to win fouls. Such a clever footballer. Gerd. Fabianski, big clearance from West Ham, upfield. Ref, come on, he's all over Antonio. Souček wins the ball back for West Ham. Creswell plays in. Benny down the left-hand side, plays a quick ball to Rice, back to Creswell in the West Ham half. He switches play over to Zuma on the right-hand side. Keta collects the ball in the middle of the park. He's been put under a lot of pressure quickly, but then he goes ahead and wins the ball back instantly, just like that, which is what you want from him. Sefal drives forward down the right-hand side. He's marked up. No one's giving him the shout. They got the ball, and we were looking for the foul. Robertson on the counter-attack for Liverpool. Drives down the left-hand side. And Zuma does really well. Declan Rice collects it. Paqueta again with the ball. This game's moving in a fast pace. Pretty much end-to-end. Paqueta, Bowen, Sefal. West Ham lose it, though. And Henderson's got the ball for Liverpool in the middle of the park. West Ham need to shape themselves back up again. Salah, back with Trent Alexander-Arnold in the middle of the park. Henderson, Jones, Gapco, back with Henderson. 35 yards out. Alexander-Arnold plays a couple of passes between him and Henderson. New pass. Come on, West Ham.
Come on, West Ham. Come on, West Ham. Come on, West Ham.
Right, please. Love you.
Liverpool
on the attack now.
Who's winning?
1-1. Ball over the back post. Clear from West Ham. No one. It's 1-1. Jones collects it for Liverpool down the left-hand side. He brings Jota into play. Jones is out on the left-hand side, deep in the West Ham half. Plays it back, though, to Robertson. Fabinho comes in, collects the ball for Liverpool. Holds on to possession. Robertson into Jones. Plays a quick 1-2 with Jota. Switches play completely over to Salah on the right-hand side. Cuts inside onto the box. We backed off him a little bit. He got himself into the 18-yard box and went for a shot, but we did block it. Why is no one marking up the Matip? Henderson out on the right-hand side. Curtis Jones free. Collects it inside the box. West Ham do well with Bowen. Bowen collects it, drives forward. He tries to get the ball through to Benny. I can see what he's trying to do, but Bowen's marked by 3 Liverpool men. As soon as West Ham get the ball and go on the counter, bang, 3 players on us. Foul. Pings a big up and under for Benny to chase. Matip deals with it and pays it back to Alisson. Back with the centre backs now, Liverpool. Brings Trent Alexander-Arnold into the play. Benny's just sticking on him. Van Dijk. Liverpool just happy to kind of keep possession in their own half. Salah drops in deep, collects it, plays back into Van Dijk. Still in the Liverpool half. Drives it forward. Quick 1-2. And Declan Rice intercepts. Then he loses the ball. And it's back with Fabinho. Jota. Just playing in that kind of floating role. The front three. He beats the offside trap, drives forward, puts it onto the edge of the box. Jared Bowen's there, though, and he clears for West Ham up the field. No one's there, but Paqueta's looking for a foul. Fabinho. Jones for Liverpool, about 35, 40 yards out on the left-hand side, brings in Robertson into play. Robertson for Liverpool finds Gapco in the middle of the park, drops deep, clicks it. Sufal wins the ball back, though, for West Ham. Tommy Souček switches play over to Antonio out on the left-hand side, chests the ball down, gets fouled, and wins West Ham a free kick. Fair play. Do you know what? Fair play to Antonio for that. He's went looking for the free kick, but he had to. Big switch play there. Safal collects it on his chest, tries to get around the defender. Oh, but they've made a mistake again. Jared Bones collected the ball in the 18-yard box, drives forward for West Ham, tries to cross it in, but it's blocked from the Liverpool player. Now they drive forward out from the left-hand side, and Souček does really well. Souček's having a good game so far, 25 minutes in, being effective, getting touches on the ball, breaking up play. Actually also putting the ball forward as well, being quite proactive and moving forward. Fabinho. Van Dijk. Big, long switch ball to Gapco. Actually, Salah heads the ball down. Henderson, Salah tries the ball through to Gapco. Sufal does really well to read the ball. Salah jumps onto the mistake from West Ham. Oh, I tell you what, man. Jota, I don't know what's happened there. It's like pinball machine. We can't clear the ball from the 18-yard box. We should have dealt with that a lot earlier. And the ball lands onto the feet of Jota. And it bounces up. He's tried to hit it on a half volley. He's literally 12 yards out. He should hit the target. He hits it over the bar. That's Liverpool's chance there. Sufal should have dealt with that a lot earlier. So does Zuma. I mean, Zuma does try to clear it, smashes off Henderson's chest, finds itself into the path of Jota. I mean, he needs to put that away. He's literally him versus the goalkeeper, and he hits it over the bar. West Ham play it short. Fabianski up to Antonio, wins the header, but then Liverpool win the second header. Gapco drops in deep, collects the ball. Liverpool go for a big over the top. Zuma collects it though. Declan Rice, Creswell plays a 1-2 with him. Rice has got the ball again. Paqueta loses it though, unfortunately. Then he goes and wins it back again. This is the most basic rule when you're a footballer. You lose the ball, you win it back. Got to give credit to Paqueta when he does that, because, you know, I know was it last week when he gave the ball away? They went unscored, but he is that kind of forward-thinking player, so that's kind of expected sometimes. Van Dijk brings in Matip. Back to Van Dijk. From the edge of the centre circle in their own half. Robertson, West Ham playing the high line a little bit now. Antonio chasing up Van Dijk. Ball through the middle. Rice is on top of Henderson. And Rice wins the ball from Henderson, no problem at all. Drives forward for West Ham. Sees Antonio's run down the left-hand wing. He's there, but no one's up supporting him. So Antonio's got a lot of work to do. He's driving in at the box. Going to cross it in. Takes a big deflection, and West takes a deflection off of Antonio. Goes in for a goal kick. So lucky from him. Getting heated here to West Ham, to Liverpool. Come on, your hands. These are all crazy. Liverpool got the ball on the right-hand side. Van Dijk. Matip for Liverpool. Outside the box, West Ham again. Got players forward. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Antonio's on him. Really wins the ball back. Finds Matip. Van Dijk. Oh, crazy ball that is, but unlucky West Ham. Heavy ball from Robertson. Now we're putting the pressure on. Now Liverpool panicking, and Van Dijk has nothing else to do but smash the ball forward. West Ham win the ball first time, but Alexander-Arnold wins it back for Liverpool. Jones out wide left. Jota plays it back to Robertson on the halfway line. Finds Trent in a bit of space through the middle. Starts walking, and he switches play over to Henderson on the right-hand side. Trent comes back, collects the ball for Liverpool. Plays in Matip, just over the halfway line. Van Dijk inside the centre circle. Fabinho is going to play it back to Van Dijk. Robertson. Now Liverpool just switching over right to left. Jota in deep, collecting the ball. Looking for some movement, but no one's there. Robertson plays it in neatly to Fabinho. Jota back to Robertson. West Ham just need to get a hold of the ball now and regain a bit of possession, because Liverpool just happy to play ball here, be patient in the build-up, away from home on away soil, and just happily pinging the ball around. I mean, although equally, you can force them into errors, which is what we've done. Matip's gone for a long ball. It's been out for a West Ham throw-in. Tell you what, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I love myself a chocolate orange. I love myself a bit of chocolate orange, although I did buy a chocolate orange Smarties and I didn't like it. It's not that I didn't like it. I loved it, but I preferred them separately. Declan Rice with a big switch ball. Playing Soufal on the right-hand side. Bowen's there helping him, but Soufal comes. He's kind of losing possession, wins it back, but then plays the ball forward to no one. Robertson collects it for Liverpool as Liverpool drive forward. Liverpool just happy to play as many balls as they possibly can. Passing stats will be pretty high again towards the opposition compared to West Ham. We can't regain possession just now. But I think that's what we need to do, is maybe try and shut them down. But 72% possession for Liverpool to West Ham's 28. Jones and Liverpool on the left-hand side. Good, nearly an interception there from Souček. Jones wins it back. Just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Does a funny trick back, finds Robertson. Still with Jones. Back with Robertson down the left-hand side for Liverpool. Cuts back to Jones. We just cannot get hold of this ball just now. Fabinho shoots from distance, and it goes row Z, row 1. What I'm saying. Sorry, what? Have an orange chocolate Toblerone for the match. Yummy. Didn't even know such a thing existed. I just have to watch something on my phone. You've literally threw a curveball with that chocolate Toblerone. It sounds literally like the most amazing thing that's been invented in life. Trent for Liverpool in the middle of the park. Jones drops in, collects it for Liverpool. He goes over to the right-hand side. He's looking for a player to come in and help him. West Ham now starting to play a bit of a press on the players. The ball gets, Liverpool, if they're in danger, turn around, happily play the ball all the way back to the defence to start again. Trent with the big ball up into the mix. Well read from Agard. Cleared from West Ham. Finds Antonio, but West Ham do win a foul. Rice and Creswell, I think, are down. Kick to West Ham. Mandy, you need to keep me up to date with the scores, please, because I've not had a chance to look at them. West Ham play the ball up forward. Declan Rice plays a nice one too with the Deckers, but Antonio can't get it, and West Ham lose the ball. Gapco, nice touch for him in the middle of the park. He chests it down and he brings in Robertson, who drives forward with pace and speed. Looks like he's going to shoot from distance. He still drives forward, finds Salah unmarked in the edge of the box, but Agard reads that ball really well, drives forward. Declan Rice. But then he loses possession. Trent Alexander-Arnold win it back. Big ball into the box. I tell you what, If Zuma's not there and clears that ball for West Ham, Gapco is going to put that at the back of the net. So, Rio, are you talking about the orange Toblerone? Actually, hold on a second. You're in Ireland, right? So, Golden Crisp, then. Wow. You ain't tried a chocolate bar like Golden Crisp or Mint Crisp. Club Orange is my favourite drink by a million miles. My favourite fizzy drink. Liverpool have got their corner. They've got 4 corners to West Ham's none in the game so far. Big ball in, out swinger. Van Dijk and Matip, or Fabinho, sorry, have gone up for a joint header. It's a glancing header, just goes wide of the post, maybe a couple of yards wide of the post. He's all over Souček, though. I mean, he's pushed Souček on the way down, but we've got away with that one. The intensity of the game's kind of died a little bit compared to the first 10-15 minutes. Antonio's working his way back on Gapco. Gapco comes out the better of the battle. Big balls, man, from Liverpool. All day long, Liverpool are playing so many long balls up into the mix, trying to see if they can cause any West Ham any problems. But we've dealt well with the ball, bringing it out of the defence. Played a big ball forward. We've lost possession, then we've won possession back, but it's been a handball and a free kick to Liverpool inside our half. Oh, surreal, mate. Top notch. Top notch. Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold in the middle of the park. Matip. Van Dijk in the centre circle, brings in Robertson. Liverpool just constantly playing the ball sideways. Van Dijk. Matip. All the way back to Alisson. Big ball forward from him. Goes out for a West Ham throw in the halfway line. What's Tenora? Where is it? Club Orange for me, mate. My wife loves the Rock Shandy one. Alisson. West Ham playing a high press on Van Dijk. He nearly gives the ball away, though, in the middle of the park. Jones has done well. Robertson takes a heavy touch. Bowen drops in, and it goes out for a Liverpool throw in deep in the Liverpool half. Van Dijk finds Robertson out on the left-hand side. Ball through, Fabinho. I don't know, Curtis Jones has got so much space and time on the ball down that left-hand side, but he drives forward for Liverpool. He's literally travelled about 50, 60 yards. Jota and Jones is unmarked. Antonio's followed him, no. Jota there to Fabinho on the edge of the box. Trent, Fabinho. He brings Matip into play. He's going to shoot from distance, only 30 yards out. He doesn't. Nice neat play there between Henderson and Gapco. Salah, ball into the box. Henderson. I tell you what, man. Again, we've got away with that. Diego Jota is like glancing header. The ball must have missed his head by about a centimetre. Salah chips the ball in. I think Henderson heads the ball into the back post. I don't know if he's on side or not. But it's between him and Fabianski. He just cannot put his head to that ball. Put his head onto the ball. Liverpool ahead 2-1. We're riding our luck here a little bit. Game's a little bit boring. First 10-15 minutes was brilliant, but the game's kind of died its death since then, and that probably suits Liverpool. Zuma into ball for West Ham, but Liverpool win it back. Then Zuma wins it back. Rice gets the ball, regains possession. Sufal drives forward for West Ham down the right-hand side, comes over the halfway line, travelled a good 30 yards, brings Bowen into play. Keeps a hold of it. He finds Souček. Souček brings in Rice. Back to Souček. Souček's going to play over to Gerd. Gerd keeps a hold of possession, brings in Rice again, back with the Gerd. He's going to go all the way back to Fabianski. It's better for us to hold a bit of possession though for a little while. Fabianski goes long. A lot of work there, but Van Dijk wins the header, no problem. But West Ham have got it now. The counter is Benny. Benny, play it to Benny. Oh, it goes too late to Benny. Antonio cannot play him. Benny's absolutely unmarked out on the left-hand side. Who's the man that can track back? Who's got the pace? Who's got the speed? Trent Alexander-Arnold comes in, intercepts the ball. If he doesn't intercept the ball's gone one through for a one-on-one with Benny and the keeper. So unlucky from Antonio, though. Souček drops in, tries to win the ball back for West Ham. And Robertson plays a ball through the middle. Trent, nice ball through to Fabinho. Trent drives forward for Liverpool now in the centre circle. Is he going to play the Henderson? No, he doesn't. He goes up over the top, throws it into the mix. Suma does well with the header. Souček chests the ball down. Neatly brings Sufal into the game. Nice touch to Bowen. Liverpool push on tight to Bowen. Bowen plays really well. Paqueta's there. Oh, it's beautiful football from Paqueta. Bowen now is driving forward down the right-hand side, cuts in. Oh, he finds Ben Rama with a bit of space down the left-hand side. What are you going to do, Benny? What are you going to do, son? Got it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I do not know how we've missed that. How the hell have we missed that? I was literally about to shout, Benny. What have you just done? But he's tapped it with his toe past Alisson. It's come to the back post, and it's like a sliding. He just needs to put a touch on the ball. Oh, it's Deckers. It's Ben Rama's played Declan, and Deckers has played. Oh no, it's not. It's Benny. Oh, do you know what's a corner? Virgil van Dijk has done it. If he doesn't take that touch, it's a goal for West Ham. Bowen with the corner from post. Oh my God! Oh my God! It's literally a glancing header for Antonio. He always has to do is put it on target. It's in the back of the net. Better from West Ham. Oh my God. We've won it at the front ball. I think it was Declan Rice that wins it. It does. It's brilliant from Deckers. Antonio, and it just takes off the head of a Gerd as well. Oh my God. 2 chances in quick succession for West Ham. What a time to score if we could now. Go on, West Ham. Come on, pile the pressure on. When Paqueta gets involved in this game, man, he's phenomenal. What a touch he had down the right-hand side. Literally just stood over the ball, held off 3 Liverpool players and watched Bowen run in, collect the ball and drive forward. Salah out on the right-hand side for Liverpool now. Deep in the West Ham half, brings in, ball in over the top. Oh my God, is he unmarked? I tell you what, Bowen has come back and saved West Ham's skin there. Fabinho from distance, and a routine catch for Fabianski, but the ball's gone played into the box. I think it's Curtis Jones. Looks like he's unmarked, but Bowen's just picked up sonic speed, you could call it, and tracked back and won that ball back for West Ham, took enough off of it, and Curtis Jones couldn't do anything on target for Liverpool. Fabianski. Souček wins the header. Got a lot of work there for Bowen to do. Robertson plays the ball back to Van Dijk. Ugh. Oh. All right, okay. Alisson playing the ball back there. We need to up our game a lot more. We can get at them at the back. Yeah, Liverpool playing the ball out now to the wide left. Salah has dropped in the middle to collect it. Brings in Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent on the ball. Fabinho for Liverpool. Plays it back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk out wide right to Matip inside the West Ham half. Drives it forward to Salah. Jota. Inside to Trent. Trent finds Curtis Jones. Big ball. Tries to switch play, but Sufal collects it for West Ham. He goes big, long, up over the top into the mix for Antonio. It's hard work, man. Antonio gets a touch on the ball, but can't do anything with it. Looks like a little bit of panicking back there in the defensive line from Liverpool, but Trent Alexander comes in, collects the ball. Robertson. We can definitely get them. Yes, they have had most of the possession, but we can definitely get them. Allison plays the ball out wide right. Oh, nearly gives the ball away. Henderson drops in, clicks it, comes over the centre circle, comes into the halfway line, brings in over the left-hand side. Jota again, switch and play all the time. Switching sides. Henderson through the middle. Going to bring Salah into the game. Finds Fabinho. He's going to switch play over to the left. Curtis Jones. Fucking stream. Why would you do that? Sorry. No explanation why it does this sometimes. Big ball forward from Liverpool, cleared from West Ham with a Gerd. Trent clicks the ball in the middle of the park for Liverpool. Drives forward for them. Curtis Jones collects it, takes it back to the halfway line. Plays it forward to Robertson out on the left-hand side. Jones comes in, collects it, plays it back. Van Dijk on the centre, on the halfway line. Trent drops in, collects it for Liverpool. Curtis Jones finds Gapco. Drives forward. Henderson, bit of space. Antonio's there. Salah. Gives the ball straight to Zuma. It's good. Zuma gives the ball straight to Henderson. Back with Trent. Skips by one player. Tries the ball through. Safal reads it really well. Drives out to the right-hand side and clears it for West Ham up the field. Paqueta then flips it and it goes out for a throw into Liverpool. Good interception there from Safal. Van Dijk. Matip. Trent comes in, collects it. Matip back to Van Dijk. Robertson. Van Dijk again. Goes long for Liverpool. Straight to Creswell. Creswell brings Antonio into the game. Out on the left-hand side, he drives forwards. Keeps got the ball, still got it. Drives by the defender, drives by Henderson. There's no way Henderson's looking for a free kick. Antonio still got the ball. Brings Benrahma in. What are you going to do, son? Benny on the edge of the box. Paqueta takes a shot, takes a big deflection. And Alisson keeps it in. They were calling for handball there, but no one else was. I think the fans were. Tell you what, that was unlucky. That was unlucky there from Antonio. Antonio ran like 50 yards and got himself, not the ball past Henderson, and used the strength to get by him and got round. But anyway, it's half-time at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. What a goal. When you see it, you haven't seen it already. What an unbelievable goal from Paqueta, but we were countered with an unbelievable goal from Gapco. We can't give a player of that ability enough space and time on the ball, 30 yards out, shoots from distance. The same Paqueta. Same as him when you look at the Liverpool thing. Listen, game we expected. Liverpool have most of the possession. We fully expected that, but West Ham have had really, really, really clear-cut chances. And we put the ball, literally, I'm talking like millimeters and centimeters of difference between putting our hands, our head, or our feet onto the ball. And equally, though, so of Liverpool, the game could be 3-3, if I'm being brutally honest. It's an interesting game. It started off really quite exciting, but kind of died a little bit of a death until the end there for the last 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to go and take a break. I will be back for the second half soon. Oh, Tommy's coming on, actually, I think. Yep, I'll leave you with Tommy for the halftime. Tommy, I'm going to let you have a chin wag with everyone, 1-1, and you can engage as much as you want. I'll come back for the second half, mate.
No worries. Enjoy. Wow, what do you make of that then, guys? That was an interesting half. It was, I suppose, for neutrals, it would be really enjoyable. I suppose we'll start off with the goal, really. I'll be honest. I mean, at the very beginning of the game, I wasn't particularly happy. I thought we were lacking in tempo a little bit. Our closing down was a little bit half-hearted. And I just felt like we were allowing Liverpool to play at their own pace and just to have it a little bit too easy. So I was a little bit concerned about that. I just wanted to see us up the pace and up the tempo, close down a little bit better, just to add a little bit more intensity to our play. We were just allowing Liverpool to knock it about, and I felt that really suited them and that they would create chances that way. And I think that's generally happened during the half. So a mixed bag for me, but We were doing really nothing in attack, and then all of a sudden, just a beautiful piece of play and an absolutely brilliant finish, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, we're 1-0 up. Ball was played down the left-hand side. Benrahma popped a little ball to Antonio, who flicked it to the outside for Paqueta. Paqueta made the diagonal run inside, and Antonio had made his way onto the edge of the box. He just slipped a lovely little pass into Antonio, who played a return ball straight away. And then what a hit from Paqueta. Just hit an absolutely beautiful strike past Alisson. Just a brilliant piece of play. It was a beautifully worked goal, fantastic finish. And really, it has to be said, against the run of play, we found ourselves 1-0 up. And now, suddenly we're off to the races. We had a little kind of purple patch after that where we threatened a little bit, albeit we didn't really give Alisson too much to do. But Liverpool were looking dangerous as well, going the other way, particularly when they got the chance to counter. But the possession obviously is hugely in favour of Liverpool at the moment. So we're kind of sitting back, kind of getting everyone behind the ball, sitting deep, trying to make it difficult for Liverpool, which we've done. Liverpool have created some opportunities. We've had some scary moments. We've been relying on, some blocks in there. I'm a bit disappointed with their goal. We kind of stood off a little bit on Gakpo and allowed him to take on the shot. I don't know about you, but just looking at it on the replays, I just felt like Fabianski could have done better with that. I think Fabianski should have got there and turned it around the post. I think he was a bit slow getting across and allowed the shot to sneak inside the post. There was no great venom in that shot from Gakpo, so I'm a little bit disappointed in Fabianski that's beaten him. I mean, it was a good shot, don't get me wrong. It was on target. It was very well placed, but there was no sting in the shot. There was no great power behind it. So a little disappointed that Fabianski hasn't gotten there. But I suppose on the balance of play, you'd say it's probably about right. I think it would, in all fairness, not that we'd care, but it would be a bit of an injustice to Liverpool if they found themselves losing at half-time. I think Liverpool have been the better team in that first half. I want to see us improve second half. We've really had just a couple of moments in the first half. One obviously led to the goal from Paqueta. We threatened from a corner, a flick on that came off Henderson, actually, that Antonio actually took off the head of Aguerd. Aguerd was waiting to head it in, and Antonio leapt to try and head it in himself, and it skimmed off his head and went out for a goal kick. And then there was obviously the moment where Antonio was almost in at the far post. A beautiful little ball played behind him, little flick behind from Paqueta out on the left touchline with two Liverpool players around him, set Bowen away. He played it out to the left-hand side where Benny's been in loads of space all night. And he flicked the ball across the face of goal. It looked like Antonio coming in at the far post, only had to tap it in. But Van Dijk got there just in the nick of time and was able to toe poke it away from Antonio and out for a corner. That was great defending from Van Dijk, it has to be said. Last-ditch defending. It looked like Antonio was just about to tap it in to an empty net. Those were our two big moments, the goal and Antonio's almost tap in. Liverpool have had their moments too where they've threatened. We've had to defend really stoically. But overall, I think Liverpool have looked the more threatening. I mean, our defenders have certainly had to dig in that bit deeper to keep Liverpool out than they've had to dig in to keep us out, if you know what I mean. The difference in the amount of passes is massive. The difference in possession is massive. I just think we're sitting a bit too deep for my liking. And the trouble with that is that we're really, really struggling for large periods of the game to get out of our own half. Some of our passing in our own half has been really poor. we haven't been able to string 2 or 3 passes together when we're carrying the ball out. Even Declan Rice has been guilty more than once of coughing possession up, trying to bring the ball out, and we're kind of struggling a bit in that. And so I think we've got to try and get a grip in there. We've got to, if we're going to be sitting deep like that, we've got to be better at bringing the ball out. I'm just seeing the replay here on BT of that goal. Just an absolutely beautiful goal. Paqueta cutting inside, slips the ball to Antonio, plays it back, and whack. 25 yards. Oh, what a strike. Absolutely beautiful. What a player Paqueta is. I mean, he's completely settled into West Ham and the Premier League now, and he just looks an unbelievable player. What a strike that was. Absolutely beautiful. He's just an unbelievable footballer. I just love watching him play. But yeah, look, second half, if we're going to keep playing like this, like tactically, like I don't mind it. But just if we're going to play like this, we've got to start moving the ball out from the back much better than we have been. We've given away really silly possession at the back, some really poor clearances, really poor passes. That's why, personally, I'd like to see Souček taken off and get Fornals in there. I think, Fornals won't cough the ball up as much. I mean, he's a good passer of the ball. He's got a good eye for a pass. And I think it's important now that we find a way, because I don't expect us to change the way we're approaching this game. But Liverpool are absolutely 100% going to score again. We're allowing them a lot of possession. We're allowing them for large periods of the game to play at the tempo they want to play at. And so I think they created opportunities in that first half that they could have scored more than once. I know we could have too, but just talking from a defensive perspective and a tactical perspective, if we're going to play like this, they are going to create some chances. So we're going to have to keep getting them blocks in. We're going to have to really scramble at times to keep them out. Maybe we'll need a little bit of luck for them to not score again. But the big thing is when we do win possession in there, we've got to find a way to be better at moving the ball up the field and not just coughing possession back up again. As for performances, I think overall we've been playing well. I think Aguerd and Zuma centre-backs, particularly Zuma. I thought Zuma was fantastic first half. He's made some brilliant blocks, some great clearances. So he's been really good. Cresswell's been relatively solid with help from Aguerd. They've prevented Salah from doing anything special. They've kept him as quiet as you could probably expect to keep Salah. He hasn't been able to damage us in that first half, so hopefully they can keep doing that. Because I do think if you keep Salah quiet and you prevent him from scoring, it does kind of go a long way to keeping Liverpool out of your net. So hopefully they can keep doing that. Sofal's playing really well again. He's getting stuck in. He's an absolute warrior, Sofal. So he's playing well. Rice and Paqueta are playing well. I think particularly Paqueta. I thought Rice actually, like I said, was a little wobbly a couple of times in that first half. He's been generally good, Rice, but he's coughed the ball up. So he's got to cut that out. He's got to be cleaner and play a bit better second half. Souček will always work hard. And I don't think he's been terrible, but I just think we need someone in there with a bit more mobility, with better passing. So I think even if you put Downs in there, I don't think Moyes would play Fornals there. I think he would want someone more defensive, but I would love to see Downs come in. I think his ball retention is much better. He's more mobile. He's got a little bit more pace about him than Souček. I think he would be more helpful, and he'll be quicker to close down space. It won't happen, of course. Moyes never takes Souček off at halftime. Up front, Antonio, I think, has worked his socks off. I think he's been really good. The one thing was the ball was played up to him. I think it was played out to him by Bowen, and he got turned. Benny was in oceans of space on the left-hand side. He just had to play the early ball through, and Benny would have been through on the angle against one-on-one with Alisson. So it's a shame he just delayed the pass. And then by the time he played it, he just played a bad pass. with his left foot that he just crawls straight through to the Liverpool defender who was by that point had gotten back. So that was just the one moment from Antonio really that was really frustrating. But other than that, Antonio's been really good, running his socks off as always, holding the ball up well. His interplay with Paqueta for the goal was fantastic. Bowen as well been really busy. He's gotten into some good positions, particularly early on. Horrible pass out from the back was played straight to Bowen, and he had Antonio in space in the centre of the penalty area. Just had to put it on his head, and he just completely overplayed it and put it out for a goal kick. Really poor cross. Surprising from Bowen. He's usually on the money with those, but he's been working really hard and playing quite well, Bowen. Not setting the world on fire, Bowen. I think he could we could get a bit more out of him second half, hopefully. But he's been playing all right. The big letdown, it has to be said, has been Benrahma. We know his form recently overall hasn't been brilliant. But to be completely honest, Benrahma has been absolutely horrible in the first half. Like really, really bad. He really needs to sort himself out. Personally, I wouldn't put him back on the pitch for the second half. I would either get Fornells out there or put Corney on there. I think Benny will be a very lucky boy if he comes out for the second half. He's been really, really poor. He's been the standout poor performer for us in that first half. His touch has let him down. His decision making has been poor. His passing, his delivery, it's the whole thing. I mean, there was one time the ball was slipped through to him. He was coming through on the angle from that left-hand side. Ball was played perfectly through to him. All he had to do was hit it. And for some reason, I think because it was falling on his left, he just decided to bottle it and not hit it and tried to take a touch. And he even messed the touch up and was forced back towards the sideline. And it was just really, really poor. I don't know what's going on with Benrahma at the moment. But he needs to be dropped. He really needs to be dropped. His form is just too bad. He's a liability at the moment in attack. And this will illustrate, thank you, Ashley Kemp, this is useful. Liverpool, just too much space to play. We're not closing down. We need to up the tempo in our closing down. We're allowing them to kind of saunter into our final third before we really start pressing them. And then that's not good enough because it's just allowing them to play at whatever tempo they want. It's just too easy for them to get in and around the box. We're letting them have the ball far too easily. And as you see here, 422 passes to our 124. Now, look, I expected them to have more passes, more possession, but not to that degree. There shouldn't be that much of a difference. And like I said, one of the major problems is that when we do win the ball back in our final third, we're really struggling to carry it out. But look, let's hope for a better second half, a bit more tempo, and maybe create some more opportunities going forward. Benrahma has come out for the second half. He's a very lucky boy. Anton?
Tommy, cheers, mate. I appreciate that, and I agree with you. Been disappointed on Benny's. Again, it's his final third. His delivery's had so much space down that left-hand side, and it's what he's not been doing with the ball.
Yeah, he's the one player that we've had in that first half who's been in loads of space.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, mate. Tommy, mate, thank you very much for joining us again, mate, and we'll see you soon.
Talk to you later.
Cheers for that, mate. Take it easy. Thanks to Tommy again for doing the halftime chat, and of course the pre-show as well. If you don't know already, but Tommy does do a late show for us every Friday. So it's a late show with Irish Tommy. So come on and check it out. It's a really interactive show. He some strong football opinions, some strong West Ham opinions as well. So make sure you do come across and check us out. And by doing that and finding out when the shows are, you just need to click on the subscribe option as well. If you do that, then you get and then you click on the bell notification. That will notify you when our shows do go live. Anyway, West Ham have won the ball back. Benny now down the left-hand side. Declan Rice collects it, drives forward down the left-hand side. He's going to try and take it on forward. He's done well, and he's won West Ham a throw-in. Deep in the Liverpool half, out on the left-hand side. Antonio with the throw in for West Ham. Again, he's got a reasonable weapon of a throw in as well. So he's going to done a quick 1-2. He's tried to keep the ball in possession. Benrahma tries to win it back. Jota brings the ball forward for Salah. Creswell intercepts it. Takes a deflection, goes out for a West Ham throw in. West Ham unchanged, Liverpool unchanged. If you're just joining us, it's West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. Second half just started 2 minutes in. Throw into West Ham deep in Liverpool half. Creswell takes it, finds Rice. Cressy. Benrahma down the left hand side. Cressy. Good football, unlucky, too heavy. Matip finds Trent. Trent brings in Fabinho. Fabinho clears for Liverpool. Goes straight out for a West Ham. Is it? No, it's not. It's kept in. Agard with a big up and under clearance. Fabinho's first to the ball. He gives away the header, does he? No. It's a good battle between Van Dijk and Bowen. Zuma wins the header. He brings in Salah. Creswell wins the really scrappy right now. Paqueta, Fabinho. Nobody can keep hold of possession. Benrahma's got the ball down the left-hand side. He finds Paqueta now. Paqueta brings Rice in at the centre circle. Heavy touch. And Gapco tries to win the ball back. Agard back to Fabianski. Fabianski goes for a big clearance up the field. And Liverpool have won the first header. Declan Rice wins the second ball. Tries to play the ball through for Jared Bowen. It's a decent ball. But Van Dijk reads that really well and plays it back to Alisson. Alisson plays it back to Van Dijk in the Liverpool half. Plays it forward. Out to left-hand side. Robertson inside field now to Fabinho. Still inside the Liverpool half. Jones. Gapco's so deep for Liverpool. Van Dijk. Gapco just inside the Liverpool half as well. And then West Ham have regained possession with Paqueta. Now it's Benrahma's got a bit of space down the left-hand side. He's driving forward, puts it onto his right foot, keeps a hold of it, skips by one player. Play it early, he does. Finds Bowen out wide right to Sefal. Goes early into the box, but they get to the first ball there. Souček wins the second ball, really good. Out wide, Sefal. Goes again, big cross into the box, tries to get it over the top of the player, but then Salah drops deep, wins the ball back for Liverpool. Declan Rice wins it back, but then Fabinho comes in and collects it. Jordan Henderson on the attack for Liverpool, tries a ball through up over the top between Gapco and Fabianski. Fabianski clears for West Ham, out for a Liverpool throw-in on the halfway line. Ball's back with the keeper for Liverpool. He's about 40 yards off his line. Sefal wins the header. Liverpool win the second header. Fabinho now, just inside the West Ham half, plays the ball through. Gapco tries a neat ball through. Zuma reads it well. Souček plays the ball back. Fabianski. Fabianski goes for a big clearance for West Ham. Antonio's up there. Matip just leans over the back of him. Rice wins the ball back for West Ham. Antonio again now. Benrahma down the left-hand side. Drives forward. Creswell makes overlapping run. Benny sees the gap. Tries to run through. Still got it inside the 18-yard box. Brings Rice into play. Does really well. Rice brings Creswell into play down the left-hand side. Creswell finds Declan Rice. Declan Rice still in Liverpool half. Good bit of possession. Rice finds Benrahma down the left-hand side. Benny's going to go early. Is that a foul? It's a corner, West Ham. Yeah, it's good. Good bit of play. Neat bit of play there from Benny. This is the difference now. He's getting a lot of time and a lot of space down that left-hand side. And it's about what you've got to do with it. Anyway, it's a corner, West Ham. Good, neat bit of play down the left-hand side. Nice. Come on, West Ham. Let's do something with it. Zuma standing right on Alisson. Antonio's gone in the train effect line for the set pieces with a guard. Creswell with an outswinger. Beats the first man right into the mix. Oh, it's a big heavy touch there from Arnold. And then Alisson collects the ball for Liverpool. He goes long, and it looks like it goes out of possession, and it does, and it's a throw-in straight away to West Ham on the halfway line. Yeah, I possibly agree with you on the old Cornet or Pablo thing as well, because they are getting space when we get forward. Moyes won't change it yet, though. It's too early to change it. Let's be realistic. I mean, I know it's what we would like, but I think it is too early to change it in terms of a Moyes mindset. Agger tries to go long, but kicks it out straight outfield, and it's a Liverpool throw-in. Liverpool just playing keep ball in the back line. Matip goes long. Heavy header from Henderson. Salah keeps the ball in play. Rice wins the ball back for West Ham. Creswell brings Paqueta into play. Nice football to him. To Ben Rama down the left-hand side. Skipping around Matip. He's got 3 players on him. Oh my word. I do not know what he does. He gets the ball around it. It's an unlucky delivery from him. He literally takes on 3 players. He gets around them all. Really good skill. He crosses the ball in, but he can't get enough height in it, and it goes straight to Alisson. It's unlucky. Liverpool again playing some crafty but dangerous football in the back line there. Trent Alexander-Arnold goes for a big long ball up the field. Zuma wins the header. Declan Rice wins the second ball, which is good. Agard now collects the ball for West Ham out on the left-hand side. He's going to go long. Up top in the mix. Bowen to get it. Bowen looks like he's nudged on the back. He's shouting to referee, screaming to referee for a foul. Referee's never, ever, ever going to give that, though. Never going to give that. Now it's Liverpool down the left-hand side. Jones cuts inside. He brings in Robertson into the game onto the left-hand side. Jones goes back and helps him out, but ball plays back to Fabinho. Jones finds Henderson, more central. Henderson, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Fabinho out on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Gapco drops in deep, plays back in. Fabinho, Robertson. Plays it back now to Trent. Trent on the halfway line for Liverpool. It's back with Van Dijk. Van Dijk happy to play the ball back all the way to Alisson. Alisson is about 40 yards off his line now again. Where do you need? Do you know who we need? Gideon Kadu. What a goal it was last night for the FA Youth Cup. The captain of the under-18s. He drives in, takes the ball off the centre half, sees the goalkeeper off his line. West Ham have won back possession with Antonio. Plays in Paqueta, plays it back to Antonio. Good play between the two of them. Ben Rama now on the edge of the box finds Antonio. Antonio brings in Rice, switches play over to Sifal. Inside the edge of the box, crosses it in, tries to find Souček. It's a good defensive header from Liverpool to get the ball out. Now it's Gapco driving forward for Liverpool. Salah's made the run. Agard's read it. Salah's still got it though. Zuma stay with the player. Zuma's gone over there. Jota on the counter-attack. It's an unbelievable tackle from Declan. Is that Declan Rice? That is a world-class tackle. You wait till you see that if you haven't watched it. What a tackle. Come on, West Ham. Oh, go on. What a ball. Bowen. Go on. Go on, Bowen. Yes! Jared Bowen! Jared fucking Bowen! I don't even know if my microphone's working. I don't even know if it's working. Oh my days. Declan Rice tackle. It's all come from a Declan Rice tackle. The ball. Oh my God. Jared Bowen's got so much to do, but he's found that sweet spot and he's put it into the corner. And West Ham are winning 2-1. West Ham are winning 2-1. What's it going VAR for? Offside. Oh my days, man. Oh my days. I'm actually devastated. West Ham won it back though. Come on, West Ham. Good football there from Tommy Souček. I'm so up. ridiculous. Salah down the right-hand side for Liverpool. Henderson. Come on, West Ham. It was unbelievable tackle from Declan Rice. It started that whole kind of passage of play. You're talking like a centimetre offside, if that. Depends on how the line's drawn. Go on, Deckers. Deckers pressing now. Putting the pressure on. Paqueta driving forward for West Ham against Alisson. Alisson playing the ball in. Matip, West Ham pressing a high line. That's good. Good pressure. Benny wins the ball back nearly. Big ball forward for Liverpool. Gapco chases it. Wins the header. Salah in. Agard's there though. Salah tries to smash and grab but can't do it. West Ham win the header again. Second header. But it's Trent. Trent shoots from distance. Goes over. Liverpool making a double sub. Thiago coming on. Liverpool. And Jota coming off. Yeah, it's coming on for Liverpool. Two creative footballers coming on the field for Liverpool. Liverpool got the ball in the middle of the park. Just need to check something here. Yeah, it's fine. Liverpool got the ball in the back of the line. Robertson comes in, collects it. It's back with Robertson in the Liverpool half. Van Dijk, come on, West Ham. We know there's a sniff there. There's a chance there. We can get at them. We know we can. Van Dijk, Liverpool just happy now. West Ham, like what they're doing is holding possession, playing it along the back line, waiting patiently for a counter attack. But by doing that, frustrating West Ham. Now Liverpool on the attack down the left hand side with Jones. It's good play there from Tommy Soucek. Ball switched out left. Robertson. West Ham have got possession back though with Jared Bowen. Keeps hold of the play, tries to skip by the one player, but they've done well to regain possession. Fabinho. Gapco drops deep, collects the ball for Liverpool. It's Thiago. I have no idea who it is actually. Jones. Robertson. Liverpool now down the left-hand side. Robertson inside. Plays it back Fabinho. Fabinho to Van Dijk. Thiago. Plays it there to Salah. Matip. Back to Thiago. Tries to skip by Paqueta. Paqueta gets stuck in. He wins the ball back for West Ham. Declan Rice drives forward for us. Plays in Benny. Skips by one player. No problem at all. And the second and the third. And he brings Creswell back in. Better start from Benrahma in the second half. Rice, Paqueta. Paqueta sees Benny. Benny tries to dummy it. Thinks Antonio was there and he's not. And Liverpool now come forward. Jones. Diaz. Back to Jones. Robertson for Liverpool out on the left-hand side in the West Ham half. Chips the ball up over the top. Jones makes the run. Soucek's there. Man marking him. Diaz skips by one player from West Ham. Souček still follows him. Still Diaz. Diaz does a 1-2. Cleared from Aguerd. Takes a big deflection off Gapco. Cleared from Ben Rama, but it's up in the mix. Paqueta wins the header, man. Doesn't mind getting stuck in. Declan Rice is there, but wins a foul. Oh, referee, mate. Declan Rice doesn't go down for no reason. Liverpool on the attack again. Diaz drops deep, collects the ball for Liverpool, finds Gapco from distance. Benny's coming back, doing a little bit of work. Thiago, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back to Thiago. About 35 yards out. Plays the ball back to Van Dijk. Back to Van Dijk again. Out wide left. Diaz drives forward for Liverpool. Ball tries to trickle its way through. Cleared from Creswell. Matip back to Van Dijk on the halfway line. Moyes shouting at the players to come a bit further forward now. Stop playing too deep. Big switch play over to Curtis Jones. Diaz on the edge of the box. Tries to chip it in over to Fabianski and it goes wide. Goal kick West Ham. Big ball up from Fabianski. Cleared from Liverpool. 85% possession to Liverpool in the last 10 minutes to West Ham's 15. But West Ham won the ball back with Antonio. And then we've lost it straight away, though. Calling for the foul. Jones for Liverpool. And at the edge of the centre circle. Gives the ball straight to Declan Rice. Oh, Declan's played a bad ball to Somi Souček. He's lost the ball now. Liverpool on the counter. It's 4-4. Diaz out on the left-hand side. Tries to put it on his right foot. West Ham have got the bodies there. Thiago brings in Fabinho. Trent from distance. And it goes wide over the bar. That'll do. That'll do, West Ham. If you're just joining us, it's West Ham 1, Liverpool 1. Two great first half goals from Paqueta for West Ham and Gapco for Liverpool. West Ham have had the ball in the back of the net in the second half. Bowen, great goal from him, but it was ruled off for offside by literally a centimetre. Van Dijk, Robertson for Liverpool. Liverpool just again patiently playing the ball back through the back line. Matip back to Van Dijk. We are pushing him back deeper. Trent's come in to collect it. Brings in Matip again out the right hand side. Drives forward for Liverpool. Comes over the halfway line. Still drives forward. Brings Salah into play. Thiago deep. Switches play completely. Finds Diaz over on the left hand side. It's going with Creswell. Creswell does well. Reads the ball well. Goes out for a Liverpool corner. Sufal, sorry. Reads the ball well. And the ball goes out for a Liverpool corner. 65 minutes gone. Robertson with the corner for Liverpool. Max Cornet and Danny Ings are coming on the field. Big corner from Liverpool. It's in the mix. Oh my God, it's cleared off the line. It is literally cleared off the line. I do not know who's cleared it off the line. I don't know if it's Fabianski, but I think it's Matip. Is that a clear-cut chance? It's in the mix. We can't deal with it. Ball's rocking around there. Fabianski just gets down to his right leg and clears the ball for West Ham. It's a good basic. I mean, do you know what? It's more than a basic save because of the how close it is to the keeper. But Creswell is down inside the box. Corner Liverpool again. fuck's sake. It's 2-1. It's a corner. Unmarked Matip smashes the ball into the back of the net with his head. I'm gutted. I mean, it looks like Ben Rama is the man marking Matip. I mean, what is Ben Rama doing marking him? Why is he marking him? Why is the smallest man in the park marking the biggest bloody player on the field? It doesn't make sense. I can hear the commentator saying it's all on Benny, but how can you say to a guy that's 5'10" or 5'8" or whatever he is to mark a guy that's 6'4"? Doesn't make sense. Big switch play there from Liverpool. Thiago. Gonna make the subs, Dave, mate? You gonna make the subs, son? Trent. Souček comes in, wins the ball back. But we lost it straight away. Gakpo comes forward. Big heavy ball. Fabianski comes in, collects. I need to calm down with those balls, man. It's back with Fabianski. Gerd. Big ball up forward from him. Danny Ings and Max Cornet. Antonio and Benrahma coming off. Antonio's had a really good game tonight, to be honest with you. Oh my God, Mo Salah tries a switch play. Gerd's read it really well, but the Liverpool player is offside, and West Ham get a free kick. No. 20 minutes to go. Don't worry. We can still be in this, man. We need to still get in about this. They're definitely there. We can do something. Liverpool just happy now to let West Ham chase them around, play the back. We just got to rely on an error coming from them, to be honest. But they're just happy to keep possession, play the ball. I think the first half stat was something like West Ham had 140 passes compared to Liverpool's 440 or something like that. And it's pretty much the same again in the second half. Alisson with a big clearance for Liverpool. Somehow it stayed in. Creswell has to play the ball back to Fabianski. He's played a heavy ball back to Fabianski, to be fair. Fabianski has to clear the ball up the field. West Ham have won the first header, but no one's there to get the knock on from Souček. It's now found its way back to the Liverpool keeper again. Big ball upfield. Dealt well with by Agerd. Max Cornet does well, reads the ball well, tries to drive forward, cleared from Trent. Declan Rice collects it for West Ham, he gives the ball straight to Gapco. Puts the ball through the middle. It's not Jones, sorry, it's Diaz. Diaz switches play over to Salah on the right-hand side. He brings Thiago into the game, tries to cut back to Salah. Creswell clears it. Bad clearance there. It's Creswell. Creswell finds Danny Ings. Oh, Jesus. I thought he was one-on-one with the keeper there. Oh, my God. Alisson's come out and read the ball well and done his sweeper role. And Danny Ings nearly found his way one-on-one with Alisson. Just didn't have enough pace to get through. We mustn't drop our heads. We must keep on going. Push forward, West Ham. Alisson plays the ball back through the back line. Liverpool giving the ball straight to West Ham. No, it's what we do with it. I thought it was Tommy Soucek through and goal, but it was actually Danny Ings. But Alisson comes out, reads the ball well, and collects it for Liverpool. Big ball up over the top for Gapco to chase. Aged's there, has nothing else to do but clear it out for a Liverpool throw-in. Liverpool with the throw-in. Thiago. Robertson. Fabinho. Van Dijk. Thiago. Fabinho in the middle of the park at the edge of the centre circle. Brings in Robertson again. Robertson. Fabinho drives through. Plays it out wide left. Jones, Salah, Diaz on the edge of the box. Gapco on the right-hand side. Inside to Salah, inside the box. Creswell does well to read it. Clears for West Ham. Straight to Trent. Straight to Cornet. Clears it out for a Liverpool throw-in. Deep in the West Ham half. Looks like Darwin Núñez is coming on for Liverpool. Liverpool just happy again, playing possession in the middle of the park. Van Dijk, Robertson. West Ham starting to play a bit of a high press. We need to watch the gaps in behind. Ings tries to drop in, win the ball back from Fabinho, but he can't. Jones, Thiago. Big spray ball, big switch play. Tries to big chaser for Salah, but he can't keep it in. It's a West Ham throw in. Cornet tries to win the ball back for West Ham. It's unlucky. It's a big clearance back to the keeper, to Alisson for Liverpool. Robertson. Diaz out on the left-hand side. Finds Robertson on the overlapping run. He's going to cross the ball in. He does. Zuma reads it well. Clears it for West Ham. Sufal goes out to chase it. Keeps it in the field, in front of the park. Clears it for West Ham. Wins West Ham a throw-in. And then comes Darwin Núñez for Liverpool. Gap goal coming off for Liverpool. And Núñez coming on the field for Liverpool. Still plenty of time left. Yet. Remember, we will be going live for the review after the show. Good hold-up play there from Corney. Brings Creswell in for the review show, so we'll be going live to the stadium as well. Agard switches play completely. It's a great ball out the wide right to Sufal. Takes a touch. Crosses it in early, low. Clear from Fabinho. But we're not first to the ball, though. West Ham win the throw-in out on the right-hand side. Declan Rice put his hand up as if he fouled the player. 769 passes for Liverpool to West Ham's 236. There you go. 89% pass completion rate from Liverpool, 68% from West Ham. Literally 3 times the amount of passes. Big throw-in from Sufal. Trent Alexander clears for Liverpool. Paqueta wins the ball, though. That's good back to Sufal. Brings Paqueta into play, but the ball's too heavy and he can't keep a hold of possession. Ball gets played early. It's down the left-hand side. Darwin Núñez puts it onto his right foot. He likes a shot from distance if he does. Does a Cruyff turn. It's a great tackle from Agard. He brings Declan Rice into play. Drives forward for West Ham. He keeps driving forward. Max Corney's there. Good ball through from Max Corney. He drives in at goal. He's going to shoot from distance. He does! Oh, it just goes wide. But at least, you know what I mean? Like, just do something. That's what he's done. Great tackle from Agard. Three-one Forest. Brighton are on the beach. It's unlucky from Corney. West Ham win the header from the goal kick. Bowen's chasing the ball down. Clearance from Liverpool. Goes out for a West Ham throw-in. Good pressure from West Ham now, last 10 minutes. Let's see if we can do something in this game. Come on, West Ham United. Big weapon of a throw-in coming in from Sufal. Here he goes. Big throw-in into the mix. Liverpool win it, though. And they've won the second ball with Diaz. It's cutting down the left-hand side. Agard's there. Diaz there. Agard's read it really well again. It's really good tackling. It's really good tackling from Agard. Second time. Agard plays the ball back. Fabianski. 10 minutes to go. Rice plays it back. Zuma switches the play over to Agard. Agard brings Creswell into play out on the left-hand side. Creswell goes long, up over the top. Gives something for Corney to work for. Matip reads the ball well, deals with it, wins the second ball. Oh, it's a high foot there from Trent on Ings, but the referee doesn't give it and gives a throw-in to Liverpool. Throw into Liverpool. Agard reads that well. Big clearance from him up the field. Keeps it in play. Corney wins the header. Declan Rice wins the second one. Corney chases the ball down with Matip. Matip beats him to the ball. Clears it for Liverpool. West Ham have got a throw in still in the Liverpool half. Paqueta Rice. Creswell down the left-hand side brings Corney in. Matic clears the ball. West Ham win the throw-in. Further down the field now, just in line with the 18-yard box. Throw into West Ham. Creswell plays it back. Creswell again got the ball, finds Cornet, but he loses possession. It's a bit unfortunate. Zuma reads that well, comes in, intercepts it, drives forward for West Ham. He's still got it. He brings Cornet into play. Cornet still got it, brings in Creswell. Cornet makes overlapping run, and Creswell wins West Ham the throw in. Much better from West Ham. Here comes Sufal with another weapon. Milner, that's Liverpool try to shut up shop now. They're bringing Curtis Jones off and bringing Milner on the park. If they big throw in coming from Vladimir Sufal. Into the mix. Cleared from Liverpool. And it goes out for a West Ham corner. Goes out for a West Ham corner. Come on, West Ham. Seven minutes to go. Plus injury time. Creswell with an outswinger. Creswell into the mix. Oh! Suchek wins the header, but it goes over the bar. Just can't keep it down. Goes over the bar. Liverpool hadn't actually made that sub yet. Now they have. They were saying that James Milner made his debut against West Ham 20 years ago. West Ham win ball back possession and we win a free kick. Suchek is fouled. Free kick to West Ham in our own half. Paqueta, why is my stream doing this? Why is my stream doing this? Don't know what's going on. And again, gets the ball back for West Ham, plays in Zuma. Wide right to foul. Paqueta in the middle of the park. Tries to skip by one player. Does well. They've won back possession, no. Now they're on the counter. I don't really want Paqueta doing that in that position there. We're not protected in front of that defence. Nunes finds Diaz. Paqueta does win the ball back, though. Then he trips up and loses possession. Diaz on the edge of the box. Skips by one. Well done, intercepted from Deckers. And West Ham win a free kick with Declan Rice. We've got so many bodies back, man. We need to go up and help. Paqueta plays in Bowen. It's a fucking brilliant ball from Paqueta to Bowen. Bowen's in on the right-hand side. He's cut inside in the box. Put it onto your left foot. Shoot. Shoots! Oh, he doesn't get enough power in it, and it's saved from Alisson. He does not get enough power in it. He can't put the finesse in it. He can't find the corner like he did with the offside goal, and he cannot get away with it. But it's a great ball from Paqueta. It brings Bowen into play. Bowen will be gutted and devastated. He's not done better with that. He should have done so much better with that. He can't put his foot. He can't put his laces through it. He knows he's got his hat in his head and his hands. Man, he's so frustrated with himself because he got to get power in that. Got to get power in that. Trent. It's a free kick, West Ham. Oh, not again. Why does it do this? Apologies. Be back in a second. Rice, big ball up over the top into the mix. Joe into chase, Bo into chase. West Ham win the ball back though with Paqueta. Declan Rice travelling forward for West Ham inside the box. Oh, it's intercepted there. Handball! 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 It's got to go VAR. It's got to go VAR. The player is. It's got to go VAR. The player's gone down to the ground and the ball's gone through. To me, from this angle, Rice is screaming at the ref. Still protesting it. I don't know why they're not checking it. Gotta check that. Gotta check that. Liverpool keeping the ball in possession. I don't know what happens here. Do they go back? I think they do. Rice is screaming his nut off. Agard. I don't know what's going on. Like, did he call it back? Agard goes long, switches play over. Bowen chests it down. Big clearance there from Liverpool. Oh, Zuma. That's okay. Fabianski's done well enough there to come and collect it. It's gone to VAR. They are checking it. It's a handball. It's a handball. It doesn't matter. He's on the ground. It's the ball. It's out wide. It's out wide. It's a handball. How's it really difficult, Andy Townsend? How's it really difficult? Because the ball goes out wide. His hand's here. His hand's here. It's not like it's here. They've checked it. He's literally holding it. Corney. Creswell crosses it in. I actually don't understand that. He's literally his hands here, and he elbows it down and controls it with his elbow. It's ridiculous. Moyes is looking at it again. It's fucking ridiculous. How can you not give that? Actually fucking ridiculous. Go on, West Ham. Oh, cleared out. It's a West Ham corner. See if he gives a foul. He gives a foul on Matip. It's the most ridiculous decision ever. The player is shooting and the defender gets in front of him. Honestly, it's actually fucking ridiculous. Fuck off, Andy Townsend. Idiot. Idiot, man. Don't know what you're talking about, son. Oh, there's your little smirk in it, Matip, you idiot. Get up. Three minutes injury time. We've got a minute to go. I'm livid about that penalty. I'm absolutely livid. I really don't think I like Andy Townsend at all, man. I thought I used to like him. Well, no wonder, mate. Because the penalty should have been given. Don't know what to think. If you are watching, we are going to be going live over on the review show. There you go. That's it. Done. Liverpool have walked away with the 3 points, but West Ham should have had a penalty. I don't care what anybody says, but we should have had a penalty. No ifs or buts about it. Ridiculous decision at the end. Boys has even gone over to the ref. It's very rare. You see that go over. Soufal's gone over to the ref. It's disgusting decision. I don't get it. I literally don't understand it. It's one of the most blatant handballs I've ever seen. Hands out wide. I don't know how you can get away with it. It's favoritism. It absolutely is. I'm sorry for sounding so petty. I don't care. That's done it for me. That's done it for me, man. It just shows you where things are at. Anyway, come and join us over on the review show. West Ham have unfortunately been beat 2-1 by Liverpool. I don't know what else to really say. I'll see you over there, and I'll speak to you soon. Moyes is talking to the. I'll see you on the review. Come over to the review, and I'll talk about it there.